What's up? What's up? What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TD Phins Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. It is your boy TD right here with your boy Reason. We got a special treat for you tonight. Anything you want to say before we get started, Reason?
Nah, man, let's get into it.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What's up, everybody? I'm going to give y'all about 30 seconds to a minute to come into the room before we get started. Don't want to start without you. Don't want you to feel left out. It's about to go down. I see y'all in the comment section. Shout out to Powerhouse TJ. I see you. And I'm basically sharing the video on the other networks right now so other people can see it and they can come in and join, guys. All right. All right, we good on that note? How y'all doing tonight? Are y'all ready for this mock free agency? We got to figure out who we going to have for the future, guys. We got to figure it out, man. All right, good. We got it up now. All right. 61 in the building, only 19 likes. Let's get it, y'all. Show your love and support. Hit that like button. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. We're going to have over 100 people at some point in here. Y'all got to hit that like button to show your love and support, guys. Appreciate y'all as always. All right. Let's see.
Thanks, Ronnie, for the well wishes.
What was that?
I just said thanks, Ronnie, to the well wishes. I guess he saw in the comment.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not great.
Yes, man. We got Reason is a little below the weather, but he's still riding out with us tonight. Could always appreciate that, guys. Always. Like I told you earlier, I appreciate your Reason, man.
Thanks, brother.
Let's see here.
Anything I can contribute.
As you always do, man. Always do. All right. Are we good? Yes, we're good now. All right. Been waiting for this all day to get my mind off of the loss of Kobe. I hear you, man. I hear you. But we're here. We're here to help some people out, have some fun tonight. Fins up, ladies and gentlemen. Ball game isn't going to be with us tonight. Maybe later tonight he'll be joining us. But as of right now, he's not going to be with us at this very moment. Should I say? All right, because somebody just asked, is he going to be with us? So hopefully that answers your question, guys. All love here, TD. All right, so guys, what we're going to do tonight, we're going to mock it up, okay? We always talk about the draft. We've been doing so many mocks on the draft, but the reality is it's hard to do a mock on the draft if we don't do a mock on free agency. And we found the perfect software to help us with the mock on free agency, guys. So this should be a lot of fun. I hope you all enjoy it. It's an amazing site that's going to help us basically determine who we should pick up in free agency. Who's our best options? You're going to see the money involved. You're going to see you're going to see it all right? So without further ado, we already talked about it. We want to make sure you all are involved. We want to hear from you. We want you to help us build this team for next year. So this is on you guys. Everybody watching right now as we're live, this is on you. We need your help building this team. So without further ado, we're going to select the Miami Dolphins, of course. We're going to select the Miami Dolphins. Already did. Let me scroll down. Next. All right. And all right. So give you a quick overview of where the Miami Dolphins are as of right now. Okay. The salary cap next year, this year coming up, is about $200 million projected. We're carrying over $24 million from last year. If you can see that, I don't know. So let me make sure some of y'all can see this. All right, what I'll do, let me blow up the page a little. That might help some of y'all out. That'll be good. All right, so we're carrying over about $24 million next year from last year, okay, into this year. Right now, we're paying player salaries going into next year $102 million, and we already reserved about $5 million for the draft. Now, we're going to need a lot more than that for the draft, so keep that in mind, guys, but we already have $5 million in reserves, all right? Dead money, which means money we're not going to be able to use next year, is at $12 million. Remaining cap space is about $104 Just say $105 million because it's 104,857,000. All right. So quick math, guys. You take the 200, you add the 24. That's 224 million. Player salary minus 102. That's going to leave you with 122.
Yeah.
And the reserved, you take that away. That's going to leave you with 117. And you take away the dead money, it leaves you with $104.87 going into free agency. That is the closest true number we have going into free agency, guys. Now, remember that 104, let's just say 105, is actually less. We have 3 first-round picks, and one of them's at 5. So to be honest with you, we might want to go ahead and move over another 20 million possibly into the reserve draft. So I want us to operate off of $20 million minus what we have. Would you agree with that reason?
So you're saying take another $20 million, $20 million based off that?
To go to the draft, because our first overall pick is going to make what did Christian Wilkins get?
Well, so let's look. Rosen was what, 10 when he got drafted by Arizona, and he makes what, 6.5? He makes what? Is it $6.5 million?
Yeah, and that was a year earlier. It goes up almost like $1 million every year on this rookie scale.
Yeah, so if, let's say we don't move up and stay at 5. Yeah, you're probably looking around $10 million for that pick.
Well, this year Christian Wilkins is going to make about $12 million in his second year. And where did we pick him at?
What was that, 13?
And that's the second year. So I would say that's why I say we probably need to move another 20 to make it 25 million for all the draft picks.
Sure.
Yeah. So guys, we're going to always keep this cap space minus 20 million. So technically you got $85 million for free agency. Okay. $85 million for free agency. Now, the first step, the next step we want to take is looking at our current situation and who's going to get cut. This is where me and Reason's going to need you guys' help. Who's going to get cut? All right. We're going to go down this list. We're going to talk about the money situation. We're going to talk about, would you cut them or should we just keep them? And we'll start at the very top, which is the hardest decision. Reshad Jones. Now, before you say cut him, let's evaluate this, okay? If you cut Reshad Jones, you're going to be saving $7.5 million.
But
the issue is you're still going to take a cap hit of $8 million.
Yep.
$8 million. So basically, I like to look at it like this, and you tell me what you think, Reason. Is Reshad Jones worth $8 million right now?
Well, that's a good point. See, and that's hard to answer because is he going to play?
I mean, he should be healthy come season opener regardless, but I guess your question, is he going to be ready to play or is he going to get hurt again?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, because it's, we talk about Tua's durability, but it's one thing to have that durability in college. It's another thing for it to become a bad habit later on in your career in the NFL. It's one thing where Devontae, he fought through it for his first couple of years, and we hope he's turned that corner because they had a healthy season for the most part this year. So, at the end of the day, I got to look at it. Are we going to be paying $8 million for a roster spot that only gives us 3 or 4 games in the year?
And that's us going on the side that he's not going to be healthy, right?
Yeah, and on top of that, I think we're changing the culture, right? It's a total different rebuild, and this is a guy who, at the end of the day, he's going to be about making sure he collects every last dollar. He ain't going to be worried about. I don't think we're gonna. I don't see him as part of the culture. That's where I'm basically going with that one.
I agree with that too.
And I love him. I used to brag to my friends that we had the best safety in football. So this is a tough one for me to swallow.
Well, here's part of the issue as well that we need to consider. There's already people in the comment section Reason saying restructure. Here's why restructuring would be hard. If you let Reshad Jones go, you still got to cut him a check for $8 million without a restructure. So if you restructure, what kind of restructure are you even talking about? You know, I mean, are you talking about a 2-year, $10 million deal? I mean, if I was Reshad Jones, I would say no. I'm not restructuring.
Yeah, he's
Give
got
me
all the
my
leverage.
$8 million, and I'll go to free agency and go make another 5 somewhere else.
He's got all the leverage. You don't
Yeah,
have
he does have
anything.
all the leverage. If Reshad Jones is an example of another bloated contract, and I'll be honest with you, Reshad Jones's hit against us was even worse than Sue's. We just never really looked at it that way because it wasn't as much. But he's been hitting us this way for years and hasn't even played.
Yeah.
So I'm not that restructure. I don't think that's gonna fly. Yeah. So we go back to everybody in the comment section and we ask you right now: do we keep Reshad Jones? Don't look at the $15.6 million, okay? Just look at $8 million. We'll pay you $8 million to keep you, Reshad. Do you keep him or let him go? Because if you let him go, you're only saving $7 million. I mean, I can't say only. That's huge if you ask me.
Yeah.
So y'all let us know right now in the comment section. We're gonna take what you say into consideration. Keep him or let him go. I got gone, cut him, keep him. Try it, restructure. Restructure's not going to work in this situation unless he's just all down for the team. I don't see it. Keep, cut him, let him go. Keep, let him go. Man, keep, cut your losses. Cut the man, cut him. Oh man, keep, bye. Listen, they're everywhere. Reason.
Yeah.
The fan base is split because this is a tough predicament. So here, you tell me what would you like to do, Reason? What would you do?
Pull those scissors out, buddy.
Pull those scissors out. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut Reshad Jones. Okay? I am going to cut Reshad Jones because we are ushering in a new era. Reason makes the greatest point. We are ushering a new era. Okay? Literally. A new era. Why do we need to hold on to the past and a guy who's expiring in this league? I mean, can we confidently say he's going to be prime Reshad Jones? Even for $8 million, guys, we've been overpaying for this guy. He's already stole from us enough. Go ahead and get our $7 million now. Get our money now. We can use that $7 million. I promise y'all. We can use the $7 million. All right. So I think the best thing to do is to cut him. Since we're split down the middle, we'll make the decision. Y'all make all the other decisions if it's a slam dunk, but since we're split, we'll make it. We're gonna cut Reshad Jones, and we might throw a little offer at him and restructure once we get to the next level in free agency. We might throw a little something. We'll see. All right, Xavier Howard, we're not even gonna talk about. He's gonna be on. He's 17.5 dead cap saving 17.5. But let me tell you something about this contract. You see that 17.5 is the dead cap?
Yeah.
In the cap hit, they're getting all that money out the way now. Yeah. Next year, this number is going to be so low they can get rid of, if he gets hurt again or something happens, they can get rid of Reshad Jones Xavier Howard at the next year and don't have to worry about taking a cap hit. That's why I was telling y'all, I'm all down for the contract. I'm down for the contract because it's front loaded. It's front loaded. All right. So that's not a question. Now, here's the other elephant in the room. Albert Wilson, what are you going to do, ladies and gentlemen? The man will save us $9.5 million. He is only $1.3 million dead cap. That's all we'll be losing, but we'll be saving 9.5. This man was slotted to make $11 million. What you think, Reason?
You already know where I'm going with this one.
Edward Scissorhands, man.
Yeah, Edward, because I've talked about this before. So,
yes,
yeah, I'd be cutting this man because there's actually Emmanuel Sanders is out there. There's actually receivers out there, but that's not saying I would go and pay. That's not to say I'd go and pay a receiver, but I when you look at our depth chart, right? So this is the number 3 guy when Preston's healthy, right? Yeah. You're really going to be paying the number 3 guy $10.833 million per year. And again, we're talking about a guy, and to his credit, when Albert came back from that injury at the end of the year, he started to come on. So I'll give him that credit. He started.
I'm not gonna say he started to come on. He made a few. He made a few plays that made us say, "Oh, I see him a little bit."
Yeah, at the end, I said at the end. He started
But
to come on
it
well.
wasn't Chicago
No,
Bears
no, he's not lighting the
Brocktober
league up.
type game.
He's not lighting the league up, but he started to look like he was getting back into his old game form. But yeah, that cap hit is just ridiculous for what it is.
Mm.
And especially
So
when you consider the 1.3 dead million and the savings is 9.5, that's pretty much a no-brainer.
yeah, that's a no-brainer. I went ahead, I just cut him. And we might throw some money at him to restructure. That's the next step, guys. But until we get there, all right. Now, Bobby McCain, cap saving of 1 million, but dead cap of 5 million. I think we all can agree he's going to be on this roster. Would
Yeah.
you agree, Reason?
Yeah, because I've heard they're just going to ship him back permanently to the nickel.
Yeah, that's a guarantee, guys. We're gonna move on. When we get to ones, you can't restructure Bobby McCain. He'll go ahead and take his 5 million and go somewhere else. He'll get picked up on a roster. That'd be wasting money. And it's only the controversial ones that's not a no-brainer that will actually get a vote on. But we know Bobby McCain's gonna be on this roster. The numbers don't add up for him not to be, okay?
Yeah.
Now, Ryan Fitzpatrick, this is a good one. Now, he will save us $4 million, and we only got 1.5 in dead cap. Now, he gets about $4 million in incentives, but that has nothing to do with this. That's just cash they're going to give him from the incentives he made.
Yeah.
So I want to know from you all in the comment section, what would you do about Ryan Fitzpatrick? And while they're answering, what about you, Reason?
Oh, I'm keeping him. He's my start. Even if I draft a quarterback, whether he's healthy or it's Tua, he's my starter. He's my starter next year.
So let me ask you a question. If we draft a quarterback, are we okay with having 3 quarterbacks on the roster?
Yeah, because A, I want competition, and B, I think whoever my guy ends up being, Fitzpatrick's the perfect mentor. Because you know what? You want to hear something crazy, and yet it's so obvious. I would be starting to groom Fitzpatrick for a coaching or a front office job like we were doing for Matt Moore. Because listen, when they break down, I know you heard them talk about.
I like that.
I know how you heard about him and O'Shea with how the sessions were going, right? And it basically, from what we gather, it sounded like Fitzpatrick was almost running at least half of the game plan, and we started winning. So to me, and you know what? Everyone talks about it. What do they always say about TD? We used to always hear it, whether it's with the Jets or the Bills. Every time we played them, what we hear, Harvard degree. We used to always hear about it. So he's clearly got the brains. This guy might be one of those players. We talk about a lot of Hall of Famers don't transition well to coaches in whatever sport. This might be one of those guys that transitions into, because he's certainly not going to probably be a Hall of Famer. So coaching might be a realistic thing for this guy.
Yeah, I like that reasoning. I don't have nothing to add to that, man. You spot on, and he could be that guy that does fill a role in the organization long term. So he's around, player coach, and continuing that role until he transitions into being on the staff. I like that idea. So, and I think the all the subscribers are in agreement with you because they are second in that motion. So we're gonna move on from Fitz, man. I just thought it was interesting that he does bring a little cap saving, though, right? You notice that?
Yeah, a little bit.
But it's just too much uncertainty in our quarterback situation. We got Devontae Parker next. Again, we're not, and then people, you see Devontae Parker's money this year.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
People don't understand when you restructure a deal and you sign a big deal, it don't hit you that year. It's like the year after. It's Devontae Parker's money doesn't start until next year, just so you all know, 2021, his big money. It doesn't start because we had signed Parker on a 2-year deal. Remember, we gave him an extension. Now, I like how they're already forming the deal because $2 million of those dollars will be paid in the form of a bonus this year. Because I think he has $10 million in signing bonus over the time span. It's a 4-year deal, but technically it's 5 years because this year is still on that first contract. Extension doesn't take over this year, but they're able to put some of the money this year. That's how you play with the money. So this is a good look for Devontae Parker. He's not hitting us heavy this year. And honestly, if we save enough money, they're probably going to give him even more this year, so the future is spread out. Because people don't realize he's on a 4-year, $30 million deal, about 7.5 a year, right?
Yeah.
And I thought it was like 10 a year, but I realized it's like 7 something a year, with the 10 million signing bonus. But this year he's making this, but his big guap is next year. He's going to be getting 12 million. On average, it's supposed to be almost 8 million a year, but next year is going to be 12. So they're getting that front money out of the way, though.
Just give us that production,
just in case.
And if you give us that production, listen, we got. If you look at the cap hit, we got $12 million production this year. Mm-hmm. I mean, from week 6 on, he led the AFC in receiving yards and touchdowns.
Yeah. Yep. Put 2 seasons like that together, you can go get 13 or 14 out there in the free market. Easy.
I love it, and that's what's so exciting about. And if Preston heals up, man, that's why I'm so excited about. If we get a legitimate quarterback back there, holy man, our future is. We got a core that can grow together because Devontae's still young, right? So we got a core.
Let me put it into perspective. Let me put it into perspective. Let's just hypothetically say Devontae Parker gives us another season, Pro Bowl worthy. Maybe he eclipses it and goes to the Pro Bowl, right?
Should have been this year. Should have been, but it's a popularity contest.
Does everyone realize we're on a 4-year, $30 million contract? That is $7.5 million per year. Do you realize that? Do you realize that Devontae Parker isn't going to cost on average more than $8 million a year for a guy who might end up being worth $15 million a year? How much did Landry get?
Oh, was it a 14? 13?
14. You see what I'm saying? And in today's market, we're going to be paying half the price for Devontae Parker, who is coming on and might end up out of the next 4 years, possibly making 2 Pro Bowls, maybe.
Yeah,
man,
I love me some Jarvis, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was just comparing the salary. Talk
about a protection receiver, though. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, somebody asked me earlier, do we think he'll come back? I ignored it.
But he'd be perfect right now for the slot, the way with Preston coming up and Devontae staying healthy. You look at Jarvis, that guy would be perfect in the slot right now. Like, he would be the ideal guy, but I mean,
not for $14 million, though.
Yeah, not at the money.
It's too much that we're allocating in that position at that point.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if Preston's eventually got to get paid too.
Hey, do me if you could do me a favor, Reason, because my phone, it's downloading something. EM just hit me up on our group text. Let him know it's not too late. Whenever he gets in, just let me know. I'm sorry, bro. Thanks, man. Hey, but this is an interesting one though. The next one, Jesse Davis. See, people haven't been sold on Jesse Davis, but guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You're stuck with Jesse Davis.
Yeah.
No matter how you feel about Jesse Davis, all we can do at this point is hope that he turns out to be the best option for us. You are stuck with Jesse Davis. He would save us -6. We would lose 6.8. We would lose $7 million if we were to cut Jesse Davis. So keep that in your head right now. Jesse Davis is going to be on this roster, ladies and gentlemen, next year. And I don't have a problem with Jesse Davis. I think you find the right unit, he's going to contribute. He's going to contribute.
I see him as eventually panning out as a solid number 2 guy. I would be honest, though. Can I be honest with you? If we drafted a guy like Tua, it would worry me if they shifted him out right tackle and he's the one protecting the blind side.
See, but you know what I like about the Jesse Davis situation?
Because I'm pretty sure he allowed the most pressures out of any guard this year.
Well, let me ask you this: Jesse Davis making $7 million, is he overpaid? Reason?
That's a lot of money, but at the same time, guard is one of the hardest positions to master on the field.
But is it overpaid?
Yeah, I think for where he is right now, I think it is a lot of money for where he is.
So let me say this. I don't mind the $7 million this year. But you know what I'm probably going to like about it when we draft some tackles? What? And he becomes less valuable when he doesn't have the guaranteed money next year?
What?
I'm going to like sitting down in the office saying, Jesse Davis, we want to retain your services and we like to do a 3-year, $10 million deal.
Yeah. So what?
Because
Just over like 3.4, 3.3 million a
yeah,
year.
because if he's helping the team, but he's not the guy, and we end up finding starters, and he's just depth.
Yeah.
Now his value has dropped, but we know we have a solid piece in depth that knows the system and has been around for a little now. You know.
You see, the reason why I said he's a solid number 2 is because I think he becomes more valuable when he comes depth because he can play guard or tackle.
True, but we may not have to pay the same amount of money for that.
I agree 110%, but I'm saying as a depth player, you got a guy who can play guard, you can slide in at guard or you can slide out of tackle, which as a depth player, that's really valuable to have.
I agree. Hold on. They said EM's knocking on the door. Let me let him in, man. Tell he at the door, y'all. EM at the door. I don't see him at the door. Hold on one moment.
I just sent the link. I just sent him the link.
Well, I'm actually looking for my StreamYards. Oh, there it is. Oh, you sent it in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. They say he at the door. I'm like, we ain't got no sugar, man. Leave us alone. All right. So, anywho, let's keep it moving then. All right. So Jesse Davis on the roster. Jakeem Grant. We saved $2 million, but we lose $2.4 million if we were to cut him. I'm gonna keep it moving. He's gonna be on the roster.
Yeah, he is. But if you look at our wide receiver depth right now, because I cut Albert Wilson when I did earlier, it's only going to list 3 wide receivers for us right now. It's only going to list Jakeem, Preston, and what's his face, and Devontae right now. So you can't really. So
yeah, Jakeem Grant, he's going to be on the roster. Now, Daniel Kilgore is the big elephant in the room.
That's a good
one.
Now,
y'all got to tell us, before Reason gives his take on it, y'all got to let us know in the comment section right now. We got to check with y'all. Daniel Kilgore, keep or cut? Let us know right now in the comment section. Put it in there and hit that like button. We got 176 people watching and only 70 likes. Punch that like button.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it is. Cut Kilgore with the saw. Cut him. He's got to go now. Cut. Wow. I'm actually shocked that this many people are saying this. Keep him for now. Cut. Keep. Bring out the knife. Cut. Keep. Oh, my gosh. Y'all killing me now. Y'all confusing me. Keep. He isn't that expensive. Talk to him, Reason. Give me your thought before I go, man.
So why I'm torn with this is because if you're going to draft a center, whether it be Lloyd Cushenberry, whether it be Tyler Biotish, whether it be a Nick Harris from Washington, he's almost kind of like a Fitzpatrick in terms of he's the perfect mentor and he's a really good leader. The problem and he's cheap, and that's my problem is you're losing that mentorship and that leadership on an interior where we're really young and weak. And if we're going to draft like on the interior, he's kind of a guy you might want to keep in the locker room, especially when we have so much room. And he doesn't really, that 3.6 doesn't really tip the scale either way on our cap situation.
And what did Greer say earlier this week? Oh, we love Kilgore. He was a leader. One of the few leaders we had in the building, was a professional. We love to see him back next year, but we'll see. He did leave that we'll see. But man, you know what I think? They might even talk to him and restructure his deal. Yeah. They might say, let's go ahead and give you a 2-year $5 million or 2 years $6 million. Because I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. But I'm not gonna touch Kilgore on this mock. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. There's actually a better chance that he'll be around because if you do draft the guy, where we'll draft him at, well, he's only gonna make like $1 million or $2 million a year at the most. Yeah. So they're gonna be spending no more than about $5 million at the center position. Daniel Kilgore is probably going to be on this roster to teach the young fella, be a mentor to him, just like Fitzpatrick. Or Kilgore might even beat out whoever we do take in the draft at the center position. Unless we go free agent center, then that's a different story. Kilgore may not be here if we go free agent.
Yeah, it's just about
if we go free agent, he's not gonna be here.
It's another guy we talk about. He's getting up there in his years, and his body's starting to break down a little bit. It seems so. Even if he's one that transitional piece, even if you get 4 or 6 games out of him, and then that guy you drafted is acclimated to the offense, you could slide him in there. At
now
least
Kilgore's depth.
Yeah.
Now exactly. Kilgore's depth.
Yeah, and that's an amazing depth guy. So,
yeah, I wouldn't touch it. I'm not touching it.
Either would I.
I'm not touching them. And look at the price, y'all. Come on, y'all. Stop trying to get rid of everybody.
Yeah, really. Eh?
Y'all already talk about we get rid of everybody. Now you got to look at this money, man. Let's move on to Christian Wilkins. No question about it. He's getting his money. His $12.6 million. He's due this year. Charles. Oh, this is a good one. Reason. Look at Charles Harris money, bro.
Yeah, I don't think.
At the top, y'all. Look at Charles Harris's money. Oh my gosh. We only saved 2.9. I mean, no, not 2.9. We only save $300,000 if we cut Charles Harris.
And we're so thin at that position.
And we gotta pay him $3.2 million, y'all.
I don't see that changing.
I mean, he's gonna get his money, guys. As a project, you keep him.
Yep.
Even if it was just a project year, why are we going to waste $3.2 million just to save $300,000? Ain't even the league minimum. He better be on this roster. I'll be mad if we just throwing away $3.2 million to save a roster spot. They better coach him up some more and see if he can do something.
That's a good point you made. That's a good point you made. Not even the league minimum.
Not even the league minimum, you're saying.
Think about that. So,
man, that's at least somebody for practice and to give some competition in practice.
You know what? If they cut him, TD, that's just them saying, we don't like you.
No, I'd be mad though. Reason,
yeah, I don't think
we wasting bucks if we cut them.
We're so
come
thin.
on.
We're so
you better
thin,
give me. But what if? I know this is a big what if, but what if Charles Harris plays next year and he's a monster?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I know, but what if? Nah, let me even stop the what ifs. No, but what if he turns out to be serviceable?
I mean, sure, but that's still a big cap hit for a guy who's
all right. Well, we'll just keep it real. Charles Harris is going to be on this roster next year, but nobody cares. Let's leave it at that, guys.
Yeah.
Let's leave it at that.
They're just waiting for the 5th-year option. They're just waiting for the minutes to take
Yes, he's going to be on the roster, but no one cares.
Yeah.
Okay? We're stuck with them. Unless you just want to make a point by giving him $3 million and saying, get out of here just for a roster spot. I don't see it, but who knows? I mean, it can happen.
Yeah.
It can happen. They can say we're done with Charles Harris. We're done with Charles Harris.
We're all waiting for them to say that.
Yeah, they can say that. We're done with Charles Harris.
But you're right. No, the point you make kind of puts an exclamation point and deads that whole conversation, man. If you put it in perspective, if it's not even the league minimum, you can't even afford a league minimum veteran when you cut it. So what's the point?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, no, and like I keep saying, we're so thin.
Right there, man.
We're so thin at that spot too, brother.
Let's keep moving, man. Josh Rosen is next. He's going to be on this roster. That's just dead money if we were to move on from him. Yeah. More money than he's even making this year, which sucks. Yeah. That's even worse.
Only way he goes is by trade.
Yeah. Taco is an interesting one. Do we keep Taco or do we cut Taco? We save $1.4 million and we lose about $600,000 if we cut Taco.
So again because of
He
the
was our
cap.
leading sacker last year.
Yeah, but see, I'm not as huge on Taco as a lot of you guys are. My thing is when you actually look at the context of those 5 sacks, I think like 3 or 4 of them are like what you would consider cleanup sacks, right? So, like, let's be honest with ourselves. This guy wasn't, this guy wasn't exactly consistently setting the edge. But, I like him. I think he's a project at that money. Listen, at that money, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And again, we're thin at it, and you got hey, I look at it this way: whether it's an ugly win or whether it's a pretty win, at the end of the day, you got to win. Just like sacks, whether it's a cleanup sack or it's you bull rushing, owning the offensive lineman, and just decking through the running back as well, and then taking out the quarterback, and you did it all yourself. At the end of the day, all that matters is it's a notch that goes on the sack sheet, right? So I think he's a guy you can just continue trying to develop at that cap hit because it's so low.
Or he turns the corner.
What do you mean?
He turns into somebody.
That's why I said you can continue developing him at that cap hit. I mean, there's no risk. You know what I mean?
True.
At that cap, the reward is there, but there's no risk. You know what I mean? The reward vastly outweighs the risk at that cap hit. So why that? I mean, that I wouldn't even consider it. And again, we're so thin at the position. And you know what? If we get a defensive end, we get a AJ Espinosa, we get a Gross Matos, we get a Chase on, put Taco on the other side of him. You know what I mean? You never know. That's why not, right? At $2 million, why can't you?
I agree. Oh, look who's unjoined us.
What's
up, homie?
What's up, BM?
Man, I'm just pulling up at the crib, bro. It's been a long day, man. But it's all good.
Man, it's hard work rehabbing to a hip, man. I get it.
Yeah, it is, ma. It is. But we'll be all right.
That's what's up, man. Well,
what's
we here,
on,
man.
Reason? What's good, Reason?
Just out here, man. Just doing this free agency thing, going through this.
Yeah, I've been driving down the highway, man, trying to listen to TD's foolishness.
Man, how am I bringing foolishness tonight, man?
I'm home. I'm home now. Now I can address you directly. So it's all good, man. What ball game?
Ball game was in the chat, but he busy. He might be in later if he have the time.
He running.
Whatever. But let's keep it moving, man, because this is a long process. What we doing?
My bad, homie.
No, you good. You good. So we're gonna keep Taco, okay? Mike Gesicki, we can keep moving. We're gonna keep Mike Gesicki. All right. Any objections?
Of course not.
All right, no objections. All right, cool. Let me see. Hold on. I think I'm behind on the comments. There we go. I think I'm caught up now. All right, we're good. All right, Mike Gesicki, we're good on. Raekwon McMillan. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? You only save 1.1 million by cutting them, and you lose 400,000.
No, I'm keeping Raekwon, bro.
Yeah,
and that's something to look out for, y'all. Raekwon is up for his contract this year. They got to have a conversation with Raekwon this year. And if he keeps this trajectory going and he takes even another step, we're gonna have to pay Raekwon some money.
I like
Raekwon. Raekwon is gonna have to learn to stay healthy, bro. He gonna have to pull a Devontae Parker, man.
Well, if he does it this year,
he's been hurt every year since we drafted him, bro. He's been hurt every year. So I like Raekwon a lot. I like what he brings. I like the physicality he brings to that linebacking core. I definitely want to keep him, but his durability issues are it depends on how much he's wanting, depends on what his price tag is.
That's why I'm one of those individuals that say, hey, 5 games in, if he's looking like he's doing even better, you should be pulling him in the office to get ahead of it now.
I agree with that.
So obviously we keeping Raekwon. Now we got center Chris Reed. We saved $1.4 million with 0 dead cap, just a straight up savings if we cut him. Do we keep Chris Reed or do we cut Chris Reed? Let me know in the comment section, guys, while EM and Reason weigh in.
No, he's got to go. They're gonna address that position, guard, center. They're gonna address every position in free agency in the draft. So I don't see him. I don't see a spot for him, to be honest with you. He didn't provide you much this year anyway. Yeah. So you're gonna bring in more talented players. In free agency in the draft. I just don't see a place for him.
That's how you feel, Reason?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think everybody in the comment section saying cut him as well. Look at us. We done found us 1.4 million. All right. I see y'all. All right. Now, Jerome Baker.
Man, if I may reason, please.
No, go ahead, but look at
be fair, EM. Be fair. Look at the money, EM. Look at the cap. We saved $566,000, and we have to pay him $500,000 basically if we cut him. He's only making $1 million a year, EM.
Yeah, that's you keep that.
Literally $1 million. See, he want to cut him regardless, but he know with the $1 million.
We're in the salaries where it's under $1 million a year, and the only one I'm looking at possibly cutting is Balaj.
Listen, man, I don't even want to hear from EM when it comes to Jerome Baker. We're gonna
$1 million a year. $1 million a year.
I'm not finna be surprised. I'm not
gonna be surprised, bro. You're gonna be surprised. Listen.
Oh my.
Jerome Baker. I just don't. I'm open to keeping Jerome Baker and continue in going into another year of development. And but I just think I mean we've talked about this several times in the past on past shows. I just think that interior spot in the middle of this defense it needs an upgrade, significant run, from a run defense standpoint. I'm not saying Jerome Baker doesn't have a role on this team, but for him to be warranting that high snap count and he grades out that bad against the run, no, we need a significant upgrade. Now, again, change his role, give him a different role, but him to be playing, especially in rundowns, I think personally, while they're playing him there, they don't have any other options. But if an opportunity presents itself, and I go back to that, if I'm Chris Greer and I'm Brian Flores, I'm going back to the negotiating table and trying to reengage those possible trade talks for Bernard McKinney from Houston. He would be ideal with him and Raekwon in the middle of his defense. I'm telling you. But again, that's we'll address that. Hopefully, that becomes an issue. Becomes of that down the road. But as far as Jerome Baker. Now, I'm not going to cut him. He's cheap. You know what I mean? And you did see some positives in his game. There is some positives in his game. He's not like Charles Harris. He's running out there and he's giving you nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? So he's salvageable.
And we giving him a lot. And we giving Charles Harris a lot.
I'm willing to invest another year in his development. And we'll see. But if the opportunity presents itself that we can get a significant upgrade on the interior, I'm taking it. But I'm not necessarily going to cut him. I'm just going to change his role. So
I think he's going to be on this roster for the next 2 years at a minimum. We cannot forget that he's going into his third season in the NFL. We still has room to grow. He still has room to improve. Flores is very high on Baker. Flores is high on Baker. He loves his leadership. He loves him being the captain in that middle. But of course, I understand with the size, what you prefer in a player. But I think that they're really going to try to turn Jerome Baker into their guy. And we won't know until probably after this season. What type of 2020 does Jerome Baker have? That's going to be his story. That's going to write his future in this NFL. What type of 2020 is he going to have? Is he making even more improvements? I don't care if it still ain't good enough to what we want. If he's making more improvements, he's going to get a new deal after this season. And it's going to actually be a friendly deal on top of it if the coaching staff feels like they're getting in front of it. I love Baker. I know you say, I mean, you got a point in some of the things that you're saying in a preference standpoint. I see what you're saying, but I love Baker, and I think that he still has a lot of upside, and I think he's going to reach it because he's putting the work in. So time will tell. And
hopefully, I want to get rid of, any pick in the first 3 rounds. I hate to just, just cut bait with him and just toss him off to the side and you get nothing out of him. You know what I mean? So from that standpoint, I hope Baker, I want to see him develop. No, it's not the person with Jerome Baker. It's just I understand the responsibilities. I understand that our defense has, and I understand the responsibilities that are placed upon interior linebackers within this scheme. And at this stage in his career, he's just not up to speed yet. Believe,
okay.
I'm willing to invest another year in his development, but we'll see. I hope it does work out for him. So we'll see.
Reason, any last thoughts? Because the people have already spoken. We keeping Baker.
No, I basically agree with what he's saying about the run. He obviously needs to add some weight, but I do agree that it is worth another. Let's get to the 5th-year option, basically, and make a decision on that.
So you're saying 2 years regardless if we're going to the 5th-year option.
Yeah, because I know what his cap hit's going to be. It's going to be so low.
So low, less than $1 million. About $1 million.
Yeah.
So that's why. Now, if we're sitting here talking with a guy that's making $6-8 million, then okay, yeah, let's have a conversation.
Mr. Ballgame got a good point.
Conversation.
Mr. Ballgame just commented in the comment section. He said he played great and he was out of position.
I like him. I see a lot of potential.
That's what I'm saying.
I see a lot of potential between him and Raekwon being the future stud duo back there, but we'll see how it goes.
That's the point I've been trying to in our private conversations. I've been trying to hammer this point home, the ball game, for months now. That's the whole point. He's out of position. He doesn't fit the physical from an athletic profile standpoint. He does not fit this scheme on the interior. That's the whole point. And I said,
but I like how he played out of position, but I think he needs to finish plays more.
He's not in. See, first off, he's not interior. That's number one.
You're breaking up.
You hear me?
Yeah. Oh, I think EM cut out a little bit, but Mr. Ballgame said those inside run issues aren't all on the linebackers. What people have to also understand is once we get better D-line play on the outside, it's going to help. I mean, it's going to be an attributable in a lot of factors. The defensive tackles will even be even more solid, and they're already solid. The linebackers are going to have that much more success. Well, we really need to fix the ends so that we can have that back 7 or 6, if you call it in the 3, 4, or 7, or still, I guess. That's solidified. We got to fix the ends. The ends are going to be very important. I think we're bringing them back in. Let me see. Yeah, EM's back. 1 second, guys. Let me get him back on the screen. All right, EM, you good?
Yeah. I'm sorry about that, gentlemen.
All right, cool. You good?
But
yeah, give us your last thoughts before we move on.
About Jerome Baker?
Yeah.
I just think in ball game is right. He is playing out of position, but that's the whole point. He first off, he never was on the interior when he played at Ohio State at any point. Raekwon was always the middle linebacker in their scheme. But and the fact that he hasn't played that for an extensive period of time, he hasn't developed the natural instincts that you have to have at that position. Which, for example, I can't tell you how many times I've seen him on tape where a play is to be made and there's always a level of hesitation to his game. He's never playing, he's never reacting. He's always trying to, it's kind of like Josh Rosen is in his sorry to bring up Josh Rosen, but it's kind of like Josh Rosen's lack of instinctive skill set from the quarterback position. It's the same with a middle linebacker. It's an instinctive position. It's a flowing position. It's a reactionary position. And he hasn't been playing that interior, in my opinion. I could be totally wrong. I am no NFL coach. I am no NFL talent evaluator. I'm just going by off of what I've learned over the years of me watching this game. And he hasn't been playing the position long enough to develop those natural instincts that he needs to be successful. And on top of that, the lack of physical profile that he has. And that, in my estimation, is the reason why he is struggled, in particular against the run. And in a 34 scheme. Now, if you want to play him on the outside at the will position in a 4-3 scheme, he would flourish in that. I firmly believe that. But we are not a 4-3 team anymore. We're not. So, but again, I hope he develops. I hope he does.
Well, time will tell. We'll keep our eye on it. Right now, the salary is definitely going to keep him here, and then on top of it, he got upside. So, what do you think? I think the next guy on the list, Michael Dieter. I think we're pretty much going to be keeping him on the roster, only saving $200,000, and losing about $740,000 if we cut him. Would you all agree Michael Dieter's on the roster?
Yeah.
Based on draft status, absolutely.
All right. Cordea Tankersley, that's the big one. We save $750,000 and we lose $177,000 if we cut Tankersley. Is he expendable? Is he out of there? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Tankersley cut or stay? What's your guys think?
That's a tough one.
I know, right?
You save $750 and you only lose about $176,000. The money is on our side, but he's only making $900,000 in a year. So is Tankersley a part of the future?
I want to see. It's not necessarily his on the field ability is the question with me with Tank. It's the off the field. What is his work ethic like? I remember one of the reasons why he slid in the year he came out to the third round, because he has first round talent. There was question marks about his work ethic, and in particular, he tore his ACL. That's generally a 1 year injury, a 1 year recovery for that particular injury, and we're going into his second year of him not playing. So I wonder. Now, I'm not saying I've heard anything or anything like that, but I'm thinking, from the outside looking in, I'm wondering if the reason why it's taking him so long to recover could that be attributed to his, those work ethic concerns? I don't know, but Tank, he's got a lot of talent, bro. He's 6'2", he's got 4.4 speed, low 4.4 speed. He's strong he's strong at the point. I like him. I like his upside. Always did, but it's just those. I just wonder. I hadn't heard much about him since he's been hurt, and I don't even know what happened to him, why he fell off that cliff. I haven't heard anything about that. I mean, maybe Reason has, or maybe you have, TD, but I would really like to know what attributed to his fall off and then his lack of recovery time with this, with that ACL injury.
Reason, what's your thoughts before I give you mine?
So, yeah, my issue with him again is we're getting into a durability concern, but again, we're at a position where we're arguably pretty thin at, and if he's healthy, he's more than capable. And I know you go, but like, look at right now, who's our number 2 behind Xavier? When you go to the corner position, who is it? Nick Needham?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you.
Okay, so it's Nick Needham. Okay, so I agree with that. Right now, the way our roster is, Nick Needham is our number 2 guy. So
he should be. He should be.
Okay, but at the same time, when you look at the names behind him, don't you agree we can use the depth of a healthy Tankersley?
Well, let me ask you this. This is the question we need to be asking in Tankersley. First of all, I think you keep him for the money's sake, and he still have upside if he can stay healthy, right? Yep. But here's what we have to look at. How many cornerbacks are we going into the season with?
Generally, they carry what, about 7, maybe 6.
No.
Are you talking about going into the draft with, or going?
No, the season.
The season.
Oh.
Yeah, they normally take about
not 7, bro.
Yeah, you got 2 corners.
But
you got 4 corners. You got 2 safeties, right?
Yeah,
That's
I'm just talking about
there.
corners. I'm just talking about corners.
Oh, okay. Corners. Well, probably
4 to 5. One guy may be your flex.
4 to 5. Yeah, 4 to 5.
Right.
I would say.
So here's how I look at it: Xavier Howard and Nick Needham at this point got 2 of those spots. I have a high confidence that we're going to draft a corner at some point out of all those picks. Would you all agree?
Yep.
All right. Now, we might even get one in free agency. I don't know, but we might.
Ooh, Byron.
That's 4 right there. Yeah. Let's just hypothetically say there's room. Let's just say that there's room for one more. Anybody else left on the roster that's going to leapfrog Tankersley at this point?
Do we consider a Rowe a safety or a corner?
I'm going to keep Rowe at the safety position.
Okay, so then no.
Jamal Wills maybe? No?
Nah.
Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me, man.
Slot wise, yeah. I would say I think personally Jamal Wills played well this year. I really did.
Yeah, he did. Because he was playing for a spot next year wherever he's going to be.
I don't think he has the size to as far as height is concerned to play consistently on the boundary. The slot position I think is ideal for him.
And they said Bobby's going to be playing the nickel next year.
And Mr. Ballgame said Tank can play free safety as well.
I like Tankersley when he's healthy. He's got good upside, man.
I like Tank. I want to keep Tank, but again, it's not his on the field abilities. It's like I said, it's
can he get on the field?
Yeah. Okay.
It's off the field. Is what I think.
Well, we'll keep it moving then since we got so much to cover. Tankersley stays. Durham Smith stays or go. We save 500,000. We lose 300,000. Tight end.
I think he's going to stay because I think if we had drafted tight end out of those 14 picks, I see it's going to be late. I think we're going to draft a project tight end. If anything, I don't see us drafting one of the top tight ends in this draft.
Y'all let me know in the comment section. I want to hear from y'all.
Blocker.
Ian, what you think? I think he's gonna be here though. I think that's actually a no-brainer if you ask me.
Yeah.
I
think a lot of the guys we're about to talk about are no-brainers.
He brings value in the run game. I could see him being on the roster.
Yeah, he says.
All right, let's move forward to a big one. Kalen Ballage. We save 500,000. We lose 300,000. If we don't, he only makes $807,000 a year.
Buddy, I'm sure you're gonna be quick, and you go ahead and go first.
Buddy, I'd be packing this guy's bags, and I get it. We're gonna blame.
Oh my gosh!
We're gonna blame Chad O'Shea for the play calling, and I get that. But hold on. This guy's whole MO was he's a receiving back, and this guy's got stone statue hands, brother. Like, let's be honest, okay? So they're gonna keep him probably because of his cap hit, because he's 800,000. But let's all be honest with ourselves. The next man up was constantly beating this guy. It got to the point where the only reason why Gaskin lost it is because he got suspended and decided to catch a domestic case. So, I don't see what I don't know, man. What did he average? 1.7 or 1.8 yards per carry?
But the whole offense changed when Gaskins got in the game.
Yeah, but bro, you're acting like this guy had great vision.
Not too. Gaskins. It was not Gaskins. Mark Walton. It was Mark Walton.
Walton. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I confused him. It was Walton that got the domestic. But you saw Walton did it. Laird did it. When Gaskin got a chance, he was doing it, but Ballage just couldn't do it, bro. I mean, he was literally historically bad.
Y'all gonna see Ballage historically good next year because he's gonna be on this roster.
No, you know what's crazy? You know what? I probably wouldn't be saying this if I saw the hands that everyone raved about out of the backfield catching the football, and I didn't see that.
Balaj is a big mystery to me, man. As far as his receiving ability, because
where are these hands? All I see are Butterfinger chocolate bars.
I remember his scouting report when he came out of Arizona State. You know, the lack of vision, lack of patience.
Which I see the lack of vision 110%.
But his MO was his receiving ability.
That's why. That's where's this at?
So I don't know what's going on with Bilal, but
I think that's gonna change. I think that's gonna change. Yeah. Okay, and at the end of the day, so we can move on. Are we cutting them or are we keeping them?
What if
realistically?
What is this team gonna do?
I think they came on to him. Flores really likes him. It's kind of like Jerome Baker.
He's 800.
Flores loves him, bro.
They're gonna keep him. All these guys are gonna keep.
All right. Check this out and remember when he was coming under so much criticism this year. Remember how they were Flores, O'Shea, they were always deflecting blame back to the offensive line when they would be criticizing.
That was the real reason. It was the real reason.
So then why did every other running back who come in there average over 2 yards?
You never see coaches do that, bro. You never see coaches do that.
I don't know, man.
Deflect the blame like that. You never
next
see
year.
So
next year,
right there,
Pro Bowl.
That tells me right there they like him, bro.
Yo, no, man. The only thing he can be doing at the Pro Bowl is cleaning the toilets.
Hey, y'all remember Reason said that, all right? Y'all remember that.
He ain't going to
running that rock next year when he get them 3,000 yards.
Bro, 3,000 yards. Bro, he won't even finish his career with 3,000 yards.
Hey, now stop that, Reason. Stop that. Have some faith in the Dolphin players.
And I'm talking about all purpose yards, just not on the ground.
That's a lot. Hey, that's a lot of talent, bro. You know, he has a lot. His talent is immense. You know, all right, guys. I see why they like him.
We're at the small contracts now, so we're going to try to move through these fast so we can move on to the next stage of it. Devon Godchild, we save $700,000, we lose $50,000 if we cut him, but he's making $800,000 a year. Everybody from this point on is making less than $800,000 a year. Is Godchild cut or staying?
I'm keeping him, bro. Really?
Of course. Julian Davenport. 735 in savings, 0 in dead cap. That's a pure profit if we cut him. Do we keep Julian Davenport or is he gone?
Depth.
He's say what you want about him. He is athletic. I give him that. He just got to get stronger, bro.
Yeah, just a project.
So I would keep him.
Danny Isidora, same price, 735 we save, no dead cap.
We need guard. Oh, I'm keeping them.
You think so?
You got to consider they're going to address that. They're going to address the interior free agency.
Hold on, who do we have kept right now? We have as our guards right now. We have Dieter, and who else do we have kept right now?
Dieter, probably Jesse Davis. I think they're going to get a.
Cut him.
Okay,
yeah, he would go.
Danny's out of there. Jason Sanders staying.
Yeah.
Andrew Van Ginkel.
Keep it.
Keep him.
You know what? You know what? Hang on, TD. Hang on, TD. The piss ball game off. Now cut him. Get him up out of here. Just so I can piss ball game off today.
I told y'all he'll just be talking. He don't be having no sense behind what he be saying. All right, linebacker James Crawford. James Crawford, linebacker.
I have no idea who that is, bro.
$660,000.
I'm gonna have to pull up my Madden roster.
I'm just gonna pull out my scissors. There you go.
Bye. I have no idea.
We're cutting everybody. We don't know who they are. I know who he is, but he's a project. Avery Moss.
Cut.
Yeah.
Cut him.
Isaiah Prince.
Keep him.
They already cut Prince.
Did they?
Yeah. Prince is on Cincinnati's roster now. Remember they cut him during the season.
That's interesting. Well, I guess let's make sure. Chandler Cox.
Keeping him.
Our only fullback on the roster. So yeah, sure.
Myles Gaskins.
I like what I saw from him, so I'll keep him.
Me too. I'm gonna keep him too.
Deion Calhoun, guard.
We're chopping block guards, aren't we?
Yeah.
You know what? I like Shaq Calhoun's upside. I really do, bro. Many people thought that he was a steal when we got him undrafted last year.
I don't think they give up on a player like that. At the very least, he's going to be on the practice squad, but I think he still can make the roster depending on what we bring in.
I love his upside. I really do.
Wow, the corner.
I'm gonna stick with them. Preston Williams, that's a no-brainer. Patrick Laird, they're gonna keep at that price. Sam Egwavon, $585,000. Sam is gonna be here, y'all. And even if we got help at the position, I think he's gonna be here.
If they bring in Kyle Van Noy and if they bring in Kyle Van Noy and another linebacker, no, he won't be on this roster. But
so more than one linebacker.
What if
we have to bring in? No, we have to bring in more than one. I just think we're gonna keep him. He made some plays late in this season too.
He did. I'm willing to.
It's gonna be an interesting one. At the very least, practice squad.
Yeah, I'm willing to invest in
because we don't know if we've seen his upside yet or not. But we just have to have a larger sample size. See, what happened was we came in, the preseason he gave us automatically caused us to overhype him. Then when he didn't live up to the overhype, some people automatically, oh, he's not the guy, but he still played good football, you know?
Yeah.
I think he's a victim of how much we hyped him up in preseason versus realistic expectation.
You mean what you hyped him up because you was
you're right. God, you're right. I take that one.
You was saying he was the second coming of Zach Thomas, bro.
He might still be. He might still be. So he's gonna be on the roster. What about Stephen Parker, safety?
I don't think Parker will be on the roster because
I think they're revamping this whole.
Yeah. I think we're about to cut a bunch of guys right now.
Chris Lamons. That's an interesting one. No. And
maybe
we're rolling
teams. Maybe special teams though.
No, I think
move on.
Wiltz.
Jamal Wiltz.
That's will be on.
Hold on. So we gonna keep Wiltz and Tankersley.
Yeah, I would.
We're talking about Wiltz for being on practice squad or on special teams.
Because what I'm seeing is Xavier Howard, Nick Needham, Wiltz, Tankersley, and shouldn't we be picking one up in the draft and one possibly in free agency? We're too deep. Some has to give.
So then cut Wiltz and Webster.
All right.
Cut Webster. Keep Wiltz.
Okay, but something has to give, bro.
We're gonna have 5 corners, brother.
We have to shed 2 of them.
Yeah, because we're gonna have 5 corners if we keep Wiltz.
You got Xavier Howard, you got Needham, you got Tankersley, and we should be at least drafting or getting one in free agent, if not 2.
Yeah.
So, well, that all depends. If we address it if we get a significant upgrade in free agency, well, yeah, obviously, yeah, they
are significant upgrades from Wiltz and Webster's in free agency.
Well, we have to bank on them making a move.
Yeah, cut him. You're right because we got too many, and we are going to drafting one.
That's my thoughts.
But see, I don't think Flores. They're high on Jamal Wiltz. They're high on him.
Well, he's cut.
I can see them hanging on it, but it could go either way. So
is Wiltz a higher level than Tankersley right now? I mean, which one? That's where you got to make your decision.
Yeah,
Wiltz or Tankersley?
As of right now, hell yeah, Tankersley he hadn't been on the field in 2 years. So
you would go. So y'all let us know in the comment section right now, Wiltz or Tankersley. Let us know right now, Wiltz or Tankersley, as in who we keep, Wiltz or Tankersley.
And then on top of that, I know Ball Game said that Tank can play free safety, but has he put that on tape? We know Jamal Wiltz can.
Tank, Wiltz, Tank, Wiltz, Tank, Wiltz, Tank. It looks like Tank is gonna win this battle. Well, Wilts, Tank. It's a little flipped up, man. I like them both. Man, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and make that decision. I'm gonna keep Wilts, and I'm actually gonna get rid of Tankersley because listen, them injuries, man. I'm not gonna sit here and ignore that factor. Does that make sense? And we'll save more money.
Yeah.
We're gonna get $7.5 million. Matter of fact, cutting Tank is gonna pay for Wilts. And get money back.
Are you gonna
keep some money in our pocket?
Are you gonna cut Ledbetter and Sutherland?
Yeah, let's talk about Sutherland guard, $585,000.
No, he's gone.
You agree, Reason?
Yeah.
I mean, we already know about the guards. We should be now Ledbetter.
No, I'm keeping him, bro. If you recall, he was starting at the beginning of the year before he got hurt. They were high on him coming out in the preseason. I am high on him. I think he's an ideal. He is a perfect fit in this scheme, bro. Now I'm not saying he's the end all be all as far as our pass rushing deficiencies. I'm not saying that at all. But I think he brings immense value as far as the run game is concerned. And again, he was starting at the beginning of the year, and he flashed in the preseason. So no, I don't see them get. They were extremely high on him, and I think to get him undrafted. I mean, he was projected last year to go from anywhere from the 4th through the 7th round. So to get him undrafted, I think we were. I mean, man, that was a steal. So I like Ledbetter, bro. I really do.
Reason?
No, I'm in total agreement. I remember the preseason specifically. But is he still on the team?
Yeah, oh yeah. He's on IR. He's been on IR all year. He got hurt the first game, the Baltimore game. I think he tore an ACL injury, I believe.
Yeah, I remember the preseason hype about him.
So,
yeah.
I like him. I like his game.
He's another undrafted free agency gem that they came up with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's not call him a gem yet because he hadn't been on the field. But for what he did in preseason and for him to be starting, for them to make him a starter, I'm not gonna go there yet to call him a gem. He's got to prove it on the field. But I'm high on Jonathan Ledbetter, bro.
So we're gonna move forward. All right. I'm gonna read to y'all some of the things that just happened around the league. We just made our cuts. Matt Ryan was restructured by the Falcons. This is basically a lot of stuff that went on in the league in this mock. Okay, a lot of things. Matt Schwab was cut by the Falcons. Ty, offensive tackle, was cut. Spencer Long was cut by Buffalo. Y'all see this list. Y'all take a look at it real quick because I'm going to move on in about 1 minute.
Richard Sherman got cut by the 49ers.
Richard Sherman cut by the 49ers. Interesting. Janoris Jenkins cut by the Saints. Adam Thielen restructured. Man, I thought that was going to say he was a free agent. Boy. Woo. Oh, man. Josh Norman cut by Washington. Look like these corners being cut out here, man. Yeah. Malcolm Butler was cut by the Tennessee Titans. Tight end Jordan Reed. So before I hit next, y'all hit that like button, guys. We got 187 watching, only 109 likes, 1 dislike. That's Matt Burke on cue. Y'all hit that like button real quick for us, man. All right, let's move forward. Here we go. Next step, we done went through our roster and we done cut it down. Now let's see where that puts us from a. Wait, what happened? No, you cannot play with me like that. Did it start over?
Hit back.
Dang, TD.
Is this a joke?
Go through and do the cuts real quick.
Yeah, I'll just have to hurry up and do the cuts. That's crazy to me. It actually did that.
Yeah, it did. Just go through and do it.
All right, real quick. Y'all got to help me remember. Reshad Jones, we cut. Xavier Howard, we cut, right? No, I'm just playing. Yeah. Albert Wilson, we cut.
Yeah.
Bobby McCain, kept. Yeah. Ryan, we kept. Devontae, we kept. Jesse Davis,
we kept.
Jakeem Grant was kept. Kilgore was kept. Christian Wilkins kept. Harris kept because of the salary. Rosen, Taco was kept. Mike Gesicki, Raekwon, was kept. Chris Reed, what did we do?
Cut.
Yeah, we cut.
We cut. Jerome Baker, Dieter, Tankersley. We got rid of Tankersley.
Yeah.
Durham Smith, what did we do?
Kept.
We kept. Kalen Balaj kept. Devon kept. Julian, we kept. Danny Isidora.
Cut.
Yeah, we cut. We cut.
All right. Sanders good. Van Ginkel good. James Crawford.
We cut him and Moss.
Him and Moss. Cut Isaiah Prince.
We cut because EM said he's not on the team anymore.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That was the weird anomaly on here. Chandler Cox was here. Miles Gasson's here. Shaq Calhoun, we kept. Preston kept. Laird kept. Sam Egovan, we kept. Stephen Parker.
What did we do with that, EM? Do you remember?
What's that, Parker?
Yeah.
I thought we cut him.
We cut him and Lamont.
Yeah. Him and Lamont. Yeah. Jamal Wilt, we kept over Tankersley. Weber.
Webster,
we cut.
Yeah.
Sutherland.
We cut and we kept Ledbetter.
And we kept Ledbetter.
Yeah.
All right. Hit next. Hopefully we don't have this issue. They done switched it up for the people that was cut and stuff.
It's all good.
But next. All right, here we go.
Don't mess it up again, TD.
No, it's good. It went through. It says re-sign or tag players.
All right, so here we go. Our current situation has changed. And we went from paying $104 million in salaries. Now we're only paying about $78 million in salaries. We now have cap space of about $129. Remember, remove $20 million that we're still going to need from the draft. So it's about $109. We got about $109 in cap space. All right.
It's money.
Yes. Now, here's the opportunity to re-sign players. Now we have to re-sign guys or not re-sign guys. Our choice. Guys that we cut and different things like that. So let's start with Bryce Butler. Are we going to try to offer him a new deal?
No, Bryce Butler.
Yes, Bryce Butler, ladies and gentlemen. Put it in the comment section as these guys weigh in. Do we offer him a new deal?
No.
No, bro.
No.
Butler really? Cut. I'm throwing them out one by one. Oh, That's okay. All. This list isn't long. This is all we have, right? Oh, it's longer than I thought. But it's still, do we offer him a new deal? Everybody said no. What about Nick O'Leary? Are we offering him a new deal?
That one I struggle with, but we could draft a Nick O'Leary, so no. But
Nick O'Leary is not even on the roster anymore.
Wait, is it? I don't know why it's still included on this. Well, it wasn't. He wasn't on the roster that we just cut people, was he?
No.
No.
Is he going to be either? Wait. Are they going to be free agents though? Because if they were ever on our roster this year, that's why they have them on here as potential people to re-sign.
Okay, because I see Kim Dichi on there. They cut him during the season.
Yeah. So these are guys that were with us that I don't think will be under contract once the league year ends in March. So we would have an opportunity to re-sign them if we wanted to. So what about Adolphus Washington?
No, he's not even on the roster anymore.
All right. Oh, please don't tell me that changed anything. Okay, cool. Akeem Spence?
No,
he's not even on the roster either.
No. The only one you think about is Wilson here.
Akeem Talib?
No.
John Denny, long snapper we cut in preseason?
No.
Reshad Jones, do you want to offer him something?
No.
All right. Albert Wilson.
Yes, I'm shaking him down. I want to keep Wilson. I heard you all talk about him earlier. I want to keep him.
All right, so let me see what everybody else say. Do y'all want to try to get Albert Wilson on a cheaper deal?
I want to see what's
yes
out
or no.
Excuse me.
Well, this is the first period, though. Reason.
I know, but I want to explore the market. So that's right.
So you want to just pass up on it?
Yeah, I'm passing. If he'll accept $4 million a year, cool. But I ain't talking about anything more than that.
But you're down with $4 million. What's your price, EM?
I'm good with 4.
But how many years?
I'll give him a 2. I give it 2 year. 2 year.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
No, not 3. I go 2 years because I'm
2
looking.
year what? 2 year, $4 million per.
Yeah.
Give me 2 years. 2 years.
8
10 million. 80% guaranteed, so 8 million guaranteed. So he's guaranteed.
You gonna get guaranteed that much money?
$4 million a year. That's not much.
Well, you said 10 million.
Oh yeah, no, but you gotta listen to what I said. I said
80% guaranteed
of 10 million. So that's 4 million a year. So that's 4 million a year.
No, bro, but I have to put in here 5 million per year if it's a 2 year 10 million.
Exactly. So you do 5 million and you put 80% guaranteed.
Man, that's a lot, man.
That's 4 million a year guaranteed.
You think so? You think so, TD?
Yeah, because Devontae Parker's deal was 2 year 10 million and it was only like 60% guaranteed. We want to guarantee. Basically, you're basically telling him we'll guarantee you another season. Basically, what we'll look at next year is saying, so if we keep you, we give you 5 million. If we drop you, we still got to pay you 3 million. No, and we only save 2.
We have to pay him 4 on this. So if you want to do 3 million, that's 60%.
Yeah, but that's where I'm at. I would go 60%.
Go 60. Hey, buddy, if you can get over 3 million guaranteed per year, go ahead, brother.
Let me see what some other people are saying too. What kind of contract would y'all consider?
Flip side said I would offer him 7 to 8 per year for 2 years. Wow.
What?
Max power 3 years, 30 million. Oh my lord.
10% guaranteed though.
Yeah.
But I'm still not giving him 10 million this year. Then otherwise, why did we cut him?
Yeah.
Then we shouldn't have cut him.
Let's see that. Let's see what people say, and then if he doesn't accept our lowball offer, we walk.
Well, I don't see any serious offers. Well, I see a 2 year 8 million. That's where I am.
Yeah, that's what I said initially. I'll give him 2 years, 8 million.
That's kind of where I am. 4 million a year.
4 million per.
But what are you guaranteeing out of that?
60%. Oh. I'm still not guaranteeing big money.
That's like 2.5 million.
Well, listen, I would make man, his durability though. You know, if he comes back, man, that's a big if though.
He got paid a lot for 2 seasons to do nothing. He should be taking no cut.
Yeah, he should. So I would guarantee the first year, and then it'll have that team option on the second.
60 million at then, because that's what that is. That's just giving him a little bit.
TD, make the offer. Let's see if he takes that.
We're not going to know until we make everybody on the list. Well, this is probably the only one. He's going to take it. I did this earlier.
He better take that. What do you think this is?
Yeah, he better. We hope. All right, Albert Wilson is done. Anybody else, y'all? Anybody else?
No.
You want to restructure us, do a deal with?
No, it's all the people we just cut under $1 million, so we don't want them.
Okay.
Nope.
Just making sure.
Let's hit free agency, boys.
All right, guys, we're about to hit free agency. Next, here are all the moves that were made. We are not going to go through them all.
Michael Pierce was re-signed by the Baltimore Ravens, 6.9, 6.3 million per year.
Wow.
There goes your boy.
All these players. Ryan Tannehill was re-signed by Tennessee for $19 million a year.
Derrick Henry, Brandon Streff was re-signed.
Calvin
Derrick Henry got more money in this mock. Last time he had less.
All
right, here we go, guys. Free agency has begun.
Drew Brees.
Let's see what we got. Did we get Albert Wilson? It's going to tell us at the top. Day 1 of free agency. Our cap space is 125. So, again, that should be 120. No, 105.
We got him because
we got him then. That means Albert Wilson accepted the money that we offered.
That's big.
Yeah.
He accepted what we offered.
I'm with it.
All right, so this is our current roster on the left, including Albert Wilson, who's going to roll into the roster with the new season. And here are your top free agents in the NFL.
Jadeveon Clowney.
But you also have all of the positions that we can click from. Our team needs. Oh, it's not showing us up here.
Yeah, dude.
But yes,
it's under the cap.
So here we go, guys. All right, this is the moment. This is the moment that we have to consider here. This is day one of free agency. This is a 10-day process. Okay, 10-day process. We have to figure out what we want to attack first. Okay. What I feel like the best thing to do is to go one by one to each position. We can start at the quarterback. Are we going to touch this position in free agency?
No.
This is our current situation. Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh Rosen. What about you, EM? Are we going to touch the quarterback market in free agency at all?
No.
All right. What about you guys? You think we're going to touch it in free agency? Let me know in the comment section. Everybody already saying no. All right. So we'll move on. Next is running back. This is our current running backs. Okay. Cool. Are we going to touch this position in free agency? Let me know in the comment section. Running back yes or running back no for free agency. What do you guys think while they're giving their votes?
Depends on who's available.
Depends on who's available. What about you, EM? Do we get into this game?
Free agency?
There go your top free agents. Kenyon Drake a free agent.
Okay, looking at that list, I'm gonna say no.
No.
At that list, no.
Where's I guess Melvin Gordon, I guess he resigned.
He resigned and so
in this mock he resigned. This is why this is awesome because you never know what you're gonna get. I got an Ngakwe available in one, but now he's gone.
Is Eckler there?
What about Kareem Hunt?
He's not here. He's not here. So I think everybody's saying no at the running back position. You guys agree?
Yeah, looking at this. Are you seeing this list, EM, of who's available right now?
Oh yeah.
They're not going to.
Y'all don't want to bring Drake back in?
No.
All right, guys. Here's what we have on our roster at the wide receiver position. This is all we got. Well, you also got Albert Wilson. Now, when we start the season, we're probably going to go 6 or 7 deep at the wide receiver position. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
So that means we're probably going to touch some free agents and in the draft. So with these free agents available, anybody we want to make an offer to?
I like Emmanuel Sanders a lot.
Y'all let us know in the comment section why EM and reasons weighing in.
I don't know. I like Emmanuel Sanders a lot. I don't really.
Some people saying Cooper.
Yeah, but
so what? Y'all cut Allen Hurns.
I didn't see his name. I didn't see his name at all.
Hold on.
Didn't see his name at all. But the name that pops out to me right on this list is Emmanuel Sanders. Amari Cooper, man, I'm not gonna when I'm about to pay Devontae Parker that kind of money.
No, I'm not. Cooper is too expensive. Emmanuel Sanders is as well.
You still can make an offer, man.
Yeah, but I don't really see anyone that. Are we just having fun? Because realistically, I don't see anyone they want to. Like, are they going to invest in Philip Dorsett because he's from the New England system and Flores might have a tie to him?
TD, scroll down a little bit, bro. Can you?
For the free agents?
Yeah.
Ted Ginn, Danny Amendola, Philip Dorsett, Randall Cobb, Rashard Higgins. Travis Benjamin, Chester Rogers, Rashad Perriman, Tajay Sharp, Tavon Austin, Josh Gordon, Laquan Treadwell, Corey Coleman, Demarcus Robinson.
Treadwell is a former first-round pick.
Yeah. You got
Demarcus
some guys
Robinson
here.
Having a big season in KC. So, I don't know. I don't really see anyone I want to toss money at.
Dontrell Inman, JJ Nelson.
And then here's the thing. I know because I'm so in with the draft, I know how deep that class is. And looking at this right now, I'm either going to overpay for Emmanuel Sanders or someone like that, or you're going to go with an old veteran like Randall Cobb to throw into the mix here, which makes no sense. But I'd rather go into the draft because I can get whatever I want. If I want a guy who can play on the outside, if I want a guy who can play in the slot, if I want a burner, whatever prototype I can get in the draft. Whereas this is slim pickings, and it's such a drop off once you get past Amari, Robbie, and Emmanuel. It's such a drop off in talent that what are you going to start overpaying for mid tier guy? So I would rather roll the dice because of how deep the draft is with that position.
I agree.
So you would pass on everyone?
Yes, I would. At that position, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And keep in mind, EM had a good point. I'm not sure why, but Alan Hearn should still be on the roster.
Exactly. Yeah, there's another great point that EM made too.
Alan Hearn should be on this roster. I don't know why he's not included into this.
And I'll look into
it. So that's 5. So I agree. We already got 5. We might be looking at we might literally now hold on.
And we didn't see Isaiah Ford on that list.
We didn't see Mac Hollins either.
Well, some of those guys could have got picked up.
No, I think unrestricted. This probably wasn't updated yet.
It probably guys that was probably on the practice squad at some point.
Yeah, so I don't think that's a need.
Yeah. So I guess we'll keep moving to fullback. We'll pass. We already know where we're at on that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we're worried about fullback.
Show me the free agent tight ends. Let's.
All right, tight ends. Here you have it.
Hunter Henry.
And Austin Hooper.
Hunter Henry is intriguing. I am not gonna lie to you, man.
Oh,
you could always bring Charles Clay back.
No.
So is that something y'all want to make an offer to? Henry,
yeah.
Because I like Henry.
If he can stay healthy.
Hooper, well, we got to make a decision.
Hooper has had 2 big years in a row. Don't sleep on Hooper, man. Trust me. He had a big year this year, too. He's a great – and, see, I'm thinking Hernandez Gronkowski. I'm thinking Gesicki can continue to develop, and you got another guy on the other side who can be another threat because I've talked about this on the panel before. You know, as a quarterback guy, I'm a big believer in tight ends. And when you got guys, you know, who can catch the ball, make plays happen with Yak, Austin Hooper and Hunter Henry are also guys that they're better than decent in the blocking game, right? So
exactly.
Yeah, Hooper. That's what I like. He is good in the blocking game, but he also has 75 receptions for almost 800 yards, 10 per catch. You know, and 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's a good.
I think Hunter Henry's his athleticism is undervalued.
Yeah,
he's sneaky athletic.
Yeah.
So him being from Arkansas and everything, I got that intel on him. So
now he's not quite the threat like Hooper
O.J.
is.
Howard.
When I look at the stats as of right now, I would actually go Austin.
Well, I think the reason why I think, number one, he's more durable than Hunter Henry. You know, I think if Henry could stay on the field, you would see equal production, or probably even exceed his production. I think, but that's the question. If he can stay on the field, that's the only question mark with Hunter Henry. He's Pro Bowl caliber. He's Pro Bowl worthy. If without the durability issues. So, but I would make an offer to him. Absolutely.
Let me see. What would hold on one moment. So y'all let us know in the comment section, Hunter Henry or Austin Hooper. Or do you make an offer to both?
We could.
Nah, you don't want to get stuck with 4, man. Unless we couldn't.
Whichever one bites, that's the one you select.
Well, both of them might bite.
Well, tell one of them thanks but no thanks, and just sign the other one. You don't have to sign both of them just because you make an offer to them.
well, the mock ain't gonna allow us that. I think a lot of people saying Hooper. So let me ask you this: what would you offer Hooper?
Well, if Kelsey's making 8.75, and I think Rudolph is the highest paid this year at like 9.5, so I'm thinking you're gonna have to sit in between 6 and 7.5.
So y'all got to give me a number. What do you guys think? How much?
What was his statistics again, TD?
Hooper.
75 receptions, over 800 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
That's a lot of production.
10.5 per reception.
In fairness, he also had Matty Ice.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm good with that. That kind of season would warrant that kind of contract, I think.
What kind of deal we talking though?
I do $7 million a year, 6.5.
6.5.
6.5. How many years?
3 or 4.
You know how? What's his age?
He's not old. He's
young. He's young. He's young. He
like how young?
His career started in 2016.
Oh, okay.
So
he's on his next deal. This is his next deal.
Okay.
This is his first payday if he gets it.
I think you're gonna have to guarantee a lot of that 6.5.
We'll see. But y'all got to tell me how many years we talking.
I'm talking. I'll take 3 or 4. I'm comfortable.
3 or 4. How many?
He's 25 years old. He's 25 years old. I'm comfortable with 4.
But I'm coming from you got to consider Gesicki is going to be up in 2 years. So do you really want to give him? You want to give him a contract that past those 2 years?
No, because what you do, brother, is you front load Hoopers.
Yeah.
So then when Gesicki comes up, Hooper's on the back end, and then
Hooper never makes that third year.
Yeah, and then you front load Gesicki and you do it all over again.
Yeah.
So how many years we talking? Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think, guys. How many years y'all think? Reason you said how many?
I'm comfortable with 3 or 4.
3 or 4. That's a big difference. Which one?
Because he's 25, I'm comfortable with 4 because if I keep him for all 4, he won't be 30 by the end of it.
What about you, EM?
Man, I would go 3. I would go 3, bro.
In the comment section, look like overwhelmingly 3. All right, how much are we guaranteeing of the contract? So when you say guarantee of the contract, you got to think about Mike Gesicki in 2 years. So say you guarantee, and we're looking at a 3-year spectrum. You want to maybe guarantee 2 years of this contract, which puts you around 66%. So you want to guarantee 65?
Yeah. And with a team option on that third.
What's your thoughts, Reason?
I'm saying 70 to be safe.
70% of the contract? Give them a few dollars on the way out if we decide to cut bait?
Exactly. But to be safe, because I'd want to lock him down.
Any of you guys have any suggestions in the comment section? How much of it do you guarantee? What percent of this contract do you guarantee? We're talking 6, 12, 18, 19.5 million. $19.5 million over 3 years. How much do we guarantee? 50%? I don't know if that'll get them.
No. Right now, we're averaging, what does he make averaging? Guaranteed is what, 13 million or something around there right now for him?
Oh, I'm not sure. Well, you mean if we do
like 70%? The total? Yeah, the total right now is about 13, 14 million he's guaranteed.
Yeah, about 13 and a half.
Yeah.
And just keep it at the 70 then and make the offer. All right, we're going to make an offer. All right, we're good on that. Now, all right, so what about offensive tackle? Look what we got in free agency. Do we want to touch this in free agency?
I'm all over Jack Conklin, baby.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Comment section?
As long as he can stay healthy.
He stayed. He played all 16 this year.
I thought he was injured for a first bit, then he came back.
Did he get hurt this year?
I could have swore he missed a few games, and then he came back and he played really strong when he came back.
I think that was Taylor Lewan, bro.
Oh, I could have swore it's Conklin. Let me look.
Might be.
Might be. I got you, bro. Don't worry. Don't worry.
That's what's up. But I'm still taking a flyer on Conklin regardless.
Yeah, he's a beast.
25 years old. But the problem I have with this is how much money we talking about here. Because we be purging him from Tennessee. And Tennessee is electing not to pick up his fifth-year option worth $12.8 million.
Yeah,
$13 million.
Played every game this year. You're right.
Yeah, I think that was Taylor Lewan. You got him confused.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Tennessee is saying they don't want to pick up the $13 million.
Well, no, they're not saying that, but you got because you got Tannehill, you got Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't necessarily think that they don't want to. They just don't have the available cash to sign him. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. They're short on cash with those contracts that need to be signed. So if we're talking about Jack Conklin, then what are we talking here? How much money are we looking at?
Wow. Now, do you guys think he wants to become the top paid guy?
Oh yeah, he does.
I mean, he's earned it.
I already know.
But he's earned it. Trent Brown makes like $16.5 million.
And he's coming off of a season where he helped produce the number one rusher.
But Trent Brown, when they signed him, Oakland signed him as a left tackle. They moved him to the right side because they drafted that left tackle high in the draft that year. So, but they initially signed him to play left tackle.
Now let's not forget, fellas, we still got the draft now. Number 5 overall pick, Andrew Thomas.
Yeah, but not even, man. Like, look at the kid I keep telling you guys about and raving about, Josh Jones from Houston, bro. That's one of the guys everyone's talking about out of the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
Buddy, and I keep telling all you guys about this kid, man. Like, and like a lot of people have him as the 4th or 5th tackle behind Becton, Wills, Thomas, and Wirfs. And buddy, I'm telling you, man, he was the number one number one pass graded blocker this year in college football.
Yeah.
He's like one of the highest, and he's one of the highest ever since PFF started grading tackles.
But don't forget, because some people are putting left tackle in the comment section, Conklin is a right tackle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sign him on the right side. I'm gonna play him at his natural position. I'm gonna kick Jesse Davis back inside to right guard. I'm gonna draft my left tackle, and I'm gonna
Andrew Thomas.
No,
not Josh Jones, baby.
You only saying no. You only saying no because you want Tua right there.
I'm gonna shoot for Joe Tooney on the left side.
Or why do you keep sleeping? You keep sleeping on Andres Pete, bro, from New Orleans, bro.
I like Pete, but I don't like him as much as Tooney. They're already familiar with him. He's already familiar.
Yeah, Tooney's a beast. Conklin's the best right tackle in free agency.
All right, let's give him his money then. How much per year?
Yeah,
$14.5 million.
14, yeah,
14.5.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's big money. How many years?
That's a big check, bro. That's a big check.
How many years?
You're gonna have to lock. They're gonna usually tackles want 4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
How many? Y'all giving me or? That ain't how this work.
He's 28, right?
25.
What? 25?
He's young, bro. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna give him 5 years. Yeah. And that 5th year will be a team option. So
just the 5th year? 5. Hold on, you kidding me? You trying to guarantee 80% of the contract, bro?
No, not at all. I'm just saying.
Well, that's what you're saying when you say 5th year is an option. That's 80% of the contract guaranteed.
Oh, well, my bad. No.
We want to break that down to about 60?
That's what, about 3? That's 3 years?
That's 3 years guaranteed money.
Years? Yeah. I'll
65 to throw a token into him. 65.
Yeah.
What about you, Reason?
I'll roll with that.
Only because of his durability concerns. That's it.
Yeah, what y'all think, man? Do y'all think? Y'all let us know in the comment section. Is this something we would do? 14.5 million per year, 5 years. We only on the hook for 3 years, and if we cut them in the 4th year, we losing about 3 million. Not a big deal.
Also, Thomas Malloy. This isn't the left tackle. This is the top right tackle in free agency. We're talking about drafting the left tackle.
Get in the film room. Get in the film room.
All right, let's make the offer, man. We're gonna make that offer. All right.
Let's get to the guards, baby. Let's get to the guards. Let's keep it stuff.
Here we go. Guards. Here we go. All right, we're at the guards, baby.
Give me Pete.
There's my guy. There he is. I was getting ready to say Tooney's not on there.
We're still, yep, I see him.
Give me Pete.
Tony. What y'all think in the comment section, man? Y'all throw something out there. I see a Thuney out there.
I think Pete is he's coming from that New Orleans scheme. Pete is excellent at what he does, but Tooney can give you the versatility from a zone standpoint as well as the power game. I hadn't seen that with Andres Pete. So, and on top of the familiarity that Flores and them obviously have with him being from New England.
Somebody said Pete and Thuney. Hey, they got a point.
Yeah, really.
No.
You can't.
That's too much.
I know. I'm just saying.
Jesse Davis is serviceable. All you really need is a serviceable.
Well, you can draft a guy in the 3rd to 5th round too. There's a lot
a lot
of good guards.
So which one we going with? Comment section. Let us know. Tooney or Pete?
I'm gonna go with Pete because he's like 25. He's 6'7". He's like 316. I like the upside, but I'm not a stubborn fool, so I agree. EM has a really strong point with Tooney's familiarity with what they may want to run.
Wait, how old is Pete?
I think he's like 25, 26.
I think they're both 25, 26.
Yeah, that's why I was like, they're both young. Yeah. So, Thuney, all right, let's go Thuney. How much are we talking about paying him, though?
I'll go.
So I did it earlier. I'll tell you what 12. I did earlier. I did what I did. Earlier, I gave him like 8. I gave him like 10 million. And basically guaranteed he was making $8 million a year.
No, you're gonna have to come up with more than that, bro.
That's what I paid him when I did this earlier.
Oh, and he went through?
I gave him 10 million a year and I guaranteed 8.
I'm trying to see some
that's your 5th-year option. That's basically 10 million a year with your 5th-year option.
Yeah, well, he didn't have a 5th-year option. What was his draft status? Because he was 3rd round. He didn't have a 5th-year option.
Yeah. Tooney they got him in the 3rd round.
Yeah, so he's just straight up free agency, and they got Patriots. They saved a lot of money on this guy, man.
Look how much Soldier got when he left. Didn't he become one of the highest paid left tackles when he went to New York?
Yeah, I wonder why the Patriots be so good, man. They saved a lot of money on this kid. They literally paid him on an average of about $800,000 a year for 4 years, and he got Super Bowl experience.
Yeah. And he's been at a Pro Bowl level for about 3 years now.
Yeah.
How much we giving the man? Because he gonna get paid.
I'm saying 10 million. You're gonna have to hit around 10 million, 12 million a year.
What you talking about from a fantasy standpoint or a reality standpoint?
No, reality. We trying to sign him.
If you talking reality, he'll go up to. You're gonna have to give him 12.
Yeah, 12 is reality. In this, it's 10.
Well, remember, it's a mock. It can change like that.
Give him 12. Why not?
It can change.
Let's meet in the middle. Let's go 11.5. Let's go 11.
Yeah, because we want to throw some money at Byron Jones.
I don't. For the record, that's Reason, not me.
Oh, you want to throw money at Clowney, right?
How many years we trying to lock in Thuney?
We can go 4. We can go 4 or 5.
I mean, it's our old line. It's our future. You don't want to lock that 5 in?
I'll do 5.
Yeah, we can do 5, bro.
And guaranteed 60, 65 again.
65, magic number.
I'm comfortable with that.
Here we go. We good on guards.
If our offensive line looks like this, if it becomes a reality, my Madden game next year, man, bro.
What we got at the center position.
Ball game, I got something for you, bro.
Oh Lord. Do we touch center in free agency or we wait to the draft?
I think this is a draft position, but looking at it right now, it's super thin too.
Oh, that's it, TD.
Yeah. What y'all think in the comment section? Do we touch center in free agency or the draft? Let us know in the comment section right now. We got one draft.
That list makes me want to hang on a Kilgore another year.
Yeah, we did. Thank God.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, that's something for us to know, though. That look at what we may be dealing with in free agency. At the center position is thin. Everybody's saying draft, so let's move it along. Defensive interior lineman, guys. Defensive interior lineman. Is there anyone that we want to touch in free agency as depth, or do we want to just stay with the draft to pick up the future to help out?
Chris Jones, DM Phins, he I'm sure he's listening. He loved Chris Jones. He came at me on the last panel conversation with Chris Jones. I love Chris Jones, but man, that's a lot of money, bro. I just don't. If we sign him, it's gonna come at the expense of either not Christian Wilkins, because his draft status alone guarantees him.
Gotcha. It's gonna come at the expense of Gotcha.
It's gonna come at the expense of Gotcha. So now he's a better player. Don't get me wrong. He's a much better player than Devon Gotcha. But
is it worth it though?
That's my question. Because he gonna want a Sue type contract. He'll warrant a Sue type contract.
Let's move on. We'll hit it in the draft, or do you see somebody else? Because I ain't even trying to talk like that. I never want to do that again.
Scroll down, TD.
Yeah, at that rate, we might well get a cheap Ndamukong Suh. Man,
I've been there, done that, bro.
No, I don't want anything on
Jordan, Mr. Phillips, Jordan Phillips.
Hey, I love Phillips when he played for. I don't know what you talk about.
Yeah, I liked him. I hate Adam Gase cutting, bro.
Man, I actually thought he was a part of the future. Keep going. A few more years, but nah. I ain't taking that chance now, though, especially with the new coach and young talent. I think this is a position we might have to focus on in the draft, since we already got players that we feel is a cornerstone, you know?
Maybe Javon Kinlaw at 18.
Possibly. I mean, Andrew Thomas at 5, Kinlaw 18. Okay. Here we go. The elephant in the room. What are we going to do? Because we're going after Chase Young.
Jadeveon Clowney.
We all know that. We all know.
Oh, man. I'm salivating already, bro. I'm drooling at the mouth right now.
I ain't even going to play around. I ain't going to play around. How much money we offering, man?
16. We can go 16.
I've done this already in a mock. You're going to have to offer some money, bro.
17 million.
What, more than 16, you think?
I had already done it. I got denied at 16. I did one and got approved.
17 and a half.
I did one and got approved at 16, but I got denied at 16 on another one.
Yeah, you're going to have to go 17.
You're probably going to go 17.
16.5, you don't think he'll get it done?
Yo, DeMarcus Lawrence makes like 18 or 18 and a half.
But we also got to consider all the other teams offering, you know?
I'd say 17 is the safe number, probably.
What y'all think in the comment section?
No, if DeMarcus Lawrence is making 18, you're going to have to exceed that, bro.
Man.
I'm going to see what 17 gets me first.
Now, he still might be available day 2. We don't know.
Yeah, that happened to me earlier, too. It's not like Madden where guys
hang on. Go back to that list. Is Judon on that list, TD? Matthew Judon from Baltimore?
Let's see. That's a good question.
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah, he is. They were talking about him today.
You know what?
That's a cheaper option, but
you know
still
what?
good.
I love Clowney. Don't get me wrong, bro. But that $20 million a year, dude, man. If he talking 20 million, bro, with his durability issues,
Yo, you could probably try him at 16 or 17 million, and Judon will be there day 2 because this is 10 days long. It's not one day.
Yeah, I mean, you want to just make an offer to Clown?
Yeah, make the offer. See what you get.
Do it at 16, man. That way we don't get bit just in case.
Do 16 and a half. 16 and a half.
And how many years?
I'd go 4. I'd go 4 or 5.
4.
And I'm doing the 65%, man.
Yeah, there you go, the magic number.
And now I still want to make an offer to Judon anyway.
Look at you wanting to just stack the edge.
Why not? Why not? How much would you pay for Judon?
He probably would command. He's a Pro Bowler. Probably 12.
Yeah, I was gonna let her say 12, 13.
12.5. 12.5. How many years? 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you got the right number of zeros there.
I do. And bam. Yeah, I do. 65.
65.
I saw where I was listening to a podcast, man, and they were talking about this CBA. If they don't come to a deal, it might be an uncapped year, bro.
I don't know about that. I mean, they can't. I don't see how they can do an uncapped year where the revenue is shared equally.
Well, that happened. Before the last CBA got signed, when
uncapped.
It was. I'm not going to necessarily say 100% that was totally uncapped, but it was pretty much, you can pretty much sign it. I'll put it like this: they took the hard label off the cap, I should say. So, and they're talking about it potentially could be the same scenario, because they were saying that Miami could, they could just spend their whole, if they don't have, a hard cap, they could just go spend everything in 1 year and load, and give guys like 1 year or 2 year deals, and give them pretty much the majority of it guaranteed in 1 or 2 years. So
yeah, but some of these players still not gonna want to take 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see. What did you think about the linebackers?
See, looking at this list right now and knowing what I know about the draft, I'd rather see if a guy like Troy dies around in the 3rd round out of Oregon and draft someone like that. Like, I don't really see, or, me and EM were talking about that. If this guy drops out of Wisconsin, Zach Bond, he plays edge, but you can also, the way it's looking like he might shape out to be an ideal outside linebacker type of guy, like another Van Ginkel, but a bit of more of a tackle machine. And that guy, and he's a little bit bigger than Van Ginkel, I'm pretty sure. And
he's a better athlete as well.
And he's looking like he might go from edge to outside linebacker, and that's a guy early 2nd round who I really like, and he really shined at the Senior Bowl. And I think that's I'm looking at right now in our needs. I would kind of pass on this free agency class of linebackers.
So you wouldn't even look at players like Sean Lee and those guys?
No,
I'm good.
At all. Nick Vigil?
No.
No veteran presence. Okay. What y'all think in the comment section? Free agency for the linebackers or the draft? What do y'all think? Free agency or the draft? We already got a young core that we're trying to build.
I told you what I would do as far as the linebackers is concerned. I'm trying to get Houston to come back to negotiate for McKinney.
It ain't gonna happen.
That's what I'm trying to do.
So we're going draft for linebackers. Now we're at the cornerback position. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we got to do something here, man. In free agency, I'm a proponent of free agency for the cornerback position. We got to offer somebody something. Help us out. Y'all let us know in the comment section. What do you guys think? Reason and EM.
Go ahead, EM. Because I would make an offer to Byron Jones, and we were talking about it earlier on other panels. Maybe you can shift him back to safety, and maybe this is a guy you can kind of use versatile. And he's not the Isaiah Simmons where he can play linebacker as well, but maybe he's a guy who can shift to the outside, back to up high, right? So,
man, I need a corner. I need a corner.
Well, you know something? I love Byron Jones, but he's gonna command way too much money. I like Trey Waynes on this list. Trey Waynes, when he came out, I mean, he has unbelievable athleticism. I think why he's played well in Minnesota, but I think he's in the wrong scheme for that scheme doesn't fit his skill set. I think he's a press man. I think he would flourish in this scheme, bro. He's big, 6'1", 6'2". I mean, he's an unbelievable athlete. Minnesota runs a cover 3 zone based scheme, and I think that's not ideal for his skill set. But if you plug him into a man based scheme, I think you could see like Pro Bowl caliber results. And I don't think he definitely won't be as expensive as Byron Jones. So Trey Waynes is somebody. Trey Waynes is an intriguing option in free agency. I mean, in real life, to be honest with you. So,
and another issue we go back to is this is another position at the draft that is extremely deep. So, I mean, you can get a guy like Jeff Gladney, probably in the third.
Yeah, but we need like 2 more corners.
Yeah, but you can keep going. You can keep going. Like, look at the guy who just stepped up from Notre Dame this week. A lot of people had high regards from going into the season. Troy Pride Jr. A lot of people like this kid going into the season, had high hopes. He kind of fell off the radar at Notre Dame, just had his Senior Bowl, and everyone's falling back in love with him. Going back, looking at the tape, seeing whether, it was just a fluke season, whether what they saw at the Senior Bowl, it comes back from his previous. See, this is why when we talk about, to his tape, you go back on to his tape. You don't just have 1 year, you have 2.5 years. Problem with Joe Burrow when it comes to scouting Joe Burrow, they're only going to have 1 year. So they're not going to they're going to be able to compare it to other seasons, but that consistency is going to prove to be an issue when you're fully scouting a guy. So a guy like Troy Pride, he had 2 good years leading up to this. So they can go back and they can say, okay, the Senior Bowl, he really impressed us in practice. He really impressed us in the game. And now we got 2 good years of tape. Maybe this year was an off year. So that helps the kids like that draft stock if you have a lot of good tape.
So Nick Needham will be on this list. Let's say that now. Nick Needham will be on this list. Okay.
Better be.
Oh Lord, maybe y'all. Man, I'm just listening. Now, this is how I feel. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. At the cornerback position, I don't care. Now, I ain't trying to relive Vontae Davis and Sean Smith and not living up to it until they left. I want me a corner that's ready to play right now, and so we can get the best out of Xavier Howard while we still got him.
Trey Waynes.
You can get both sides while you still got Xavier Howard if he plays well. I'm just saying. And on top of it, I want a guy who can be a number 1 guy just in case Xavier Howard break his lip or something. Anything be going wrong with him. But anyway, I'm just saying.
Trey Waynes, he and Cordrea Tankersley are similar in their body and in their athletic profile wise. But he doesn't give you the durability issues that Tank does.
So you don't like McKenzie Alexander?
No, not in this game.
So don't Trey, and I'm not in disagreement about Byron Jones' money. Not in disagreement. See, I wouldn't mind paying Byron Jones a little money if we wouldn't pay an X all that money, but I don't want to go crazy at the position and money.
Right. I like Byron Jones, bro. I really do, but he gonna be expensive. Plus, plus I've been seeing a lot of reports. You know, a lot of people are projecting him to go into Philadelphia. So I don't even think he'll be.
I ain't worried about that. Money talks.
I don't think he's realistic. I think Flores and them will look at him as being too expensive. I think.
So let's ask the people what they want to do. You want to make an offer to Byron Jones? You want to make an offer to Trey Waynes, or do you want to skip it all and go to free agency? Y'all let us know in the comment section right now. Let us know. Reason you said Byron, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what everybody say. Somebody said Wayne.
Just because I know how much he's going to cost.
Byron Jones.
I know how much he's going to cost too, and it's not as bad as EM thinks in this.
Jones. Spurs lost again tonight, man.
They trash. That's why. Byron. Man, let's offer Byron something, man. Let's try not to get out of control. But how much money will we offer Byron? I ain't getting out of control.
I'm offering $9 million. Take it or leave it.
So
I'll offer him $9 million.
I'll offer him 15.5, 16 million.
Golly, Reason, really?
That's how much it's going to take.
Now, keep in mind, Byron Jones had an off year this year.
Yeah, I'm telling you how much it's going to take.
He has got a lot of bad tape out there this year, bro. Just saying.
I'm telling you.
15 million. I'm giving him 9 million. Take it or leave it.
I trust him in the Flores. I trust him in Flores scheme.
Corner, man. I want a corner, and a guy who can also play safety. But you can feel good about him in the corner.
Next to quarterback, this is the other position you usually overpay for. This an edge.
But I don't think we are. We are in a pressing need for Byron Jones. I think I think we should even dress. Not as far as starter caliber, but I think we're perfectly fine with X and
stop.
No. Hang on, TD. Hang on. I am perfectly fine with going into next. I am perfectly fine with going into next year with X and Nick Needham. But the only thing that concerns me is Xavier Howard's durability issues.
There's two things that concerns me: Xavier Howard's durability issues, and Nick Needham on his Twitter saying, they don't believe me. I got to prove it again."
Can I ask you guys something?
He still got to prove it again.
Let me ask you this.
What are you talking about, TD? You should love that. What do you mean?
I ain't saying nothing wrong with it, but what if he don't?
Like I said, bro, I told y'all from jump, he is too athletic. He has his skill set, dude. I just, if he falls off a cliff next year, bro, I'm telling you, man, I will be extremely surprised if he's garbage. Now, what if he's just solid? All we need him to be is just solid, and that's what he was this year. Just be. We don't need a all first team all pro.
Can I ask you something? If Flores, sorry, my throat right now. If Flores can make us sit here and consider whether we want to cut a guy like Jamal Wiltz, what do you think he can do with a guy like Byron Jones?
Byron Jones has a ton of horrible tape this year, bro. Again, hey, no disrespect, Reason. Get in the field,
that whole defense. Even look at DeMarcus Lawrence. He fell off a cliff this year. That whole defense was awful this year.
I agree. But you talking 15 million, bro. Oh.
I'm telling you, that's what the market's going to command. You're talking about the top guy out there, and you're talking 1 year against how many years of good tape?
Listen, man.
How
about we do this? Because I ain't paying him 16, and I ain't giving him 9. I'm gonna go 12-5, 4 years, man, and 60 million. If we get him, then good.
70 million. 70.
I will go to 10. I will go to 10.
I don't want to guarantee that much, Reason, man. You basically guarantee 3 years.
65. We gave everyone else 65.
Still close to 3 years, bro. This is a iffy one.
He ain't gonna accept it, but okay.
All right, 65. We're gonna make the offer, man. Let's keep moving.
I'm gonna remember that, TD. And when they sign him to that big deal and they bring him here and when he start getting barbecued, I want you to keep that same energy you've been having against X for the last.
You talking about
years.
Byron Jones and Nick Needham? Yeah. I was just trying to make sure I understand.
I'm talking about Byron Jones.
We'll see, man. We'll see. All right,
Keep
what
that
about the
same energy?
Are we safety in the draft or free agency?
I like Von Bell a lot.
No, Justin Simmons, baby. No,
Yeah, from Detroit. Yeah, do you think
from
Denver?
From Denver.
You really think the Broncos are going to let him walk?
Well, he on here right now.
Well,
then yeah, I'd pay him. He was a top graded safety this year in PFF.
He was. That is why I'm giving him Byron Jones money. That's why I'm not signing Byron Jones.
Hey man, we going y'all. So y'all saying Simmons? What y'all think in the comment section? Oh yeah, they Simmons for sure. Let's roll. How much money we get?
I'm giving him Byron Jones contract.
God, so you trying to get $17 million?
No, hell no. I'm not giving him 17. No, absolutely no.
You talking about that 12.5?
Yeah.
What you think, Reason?
I would even go 13, bro.
Yeah, I'll go 13 because Marino.
All right, what y'all think in the comment section? How much money we talking about? Is it 13 million?
Yeah, he was the highest graded PFF safety this year.
He is ideal in his scheme, bro.
Travis has talked about him a bit.
How old is he?
Mm-hmm.
He's young.
20. Yeah, he's like 23, 24.
Something
like that.
That's why I'd be shocked if they let him walk. If they in this he walked obviously, but in real life, I'd be shocked.
Does that look good?
I'll take it.
Oh yeah, I'll take that.
So next day,
kicker. We don't need to worry about the kicker.
No,
we don't need to worry about the punter, and we don't need to worry about the long snapper. Do we? Well, my boy John Denny, man. We're going to lead them along.
Yeah.
All right, so this is day one of free agency. Y'all ready to put it in?
Yeah.
Austin Hooper declined our offer. Jack Conklin accepted our offer.
Yeah.
Joe Thuney accepted.
Yeah.
Matt Judon accepted. Jadeveon Clowney declined. He declined. See, I told you we should go back and offer Judon money anyway.
Yeah.
And we offered
a good move, TD.
Byron Jones declined.
Good.
Justin Simmons, though.
I told you I'm giving Simmons that Byron Jones contract.
He took it too.
Wow, these are the rest of the moves around the league.
Hunter Henry went to Arizona.
Charlie Sharp, our receiver. So y'all got to remember who all we picked up. We're gonna go to day 2 real quick. We ain't gonna probably have to do all 10 days because it'll start dwindling down for what we really need. But we see that in free agency on day 1 with the big money, this is what we basically did. We got Jack Conklin, the offensive tackle. We got a guard. So we got one tackle. We got one guard. We got an edge rusher. We got a safety as well. Ooh, I'm loving this. I'm loving day 1.
You know why I love it? You know why I love it? Because we got the protection for Tua's blind side with Conklin.
Get out of here.
Tua. Oh man,
set you up, PD.
I'm telling you now, I'm gonna sleep so much better when we secure his draft rights.
Oh yeah.
So hold on. Let's go back now. We're at 93 million in cap space still. Now remember, take away 20 million.
73.
So we're at 73 million of dollars. Now, we at 73 million right now. Take a whole nother 20 because I know we're going to want to carry some money over because we got to carry money over for guys like our linebackers that's coming up for contract. Devon Godchild possibly for contract. We got guys coming up on contracts. So we might honestly need to carry over almost 30 million if you ask me.
I only see it spending
the guys that I could think about, we're gonna have to carry some and next year is when Devontae Parker's contract really starts. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
You don't spend much more money.
This may sound crazy to y'all, but the 93 million you see right here, that's fantasy. It's really closer to 50, maybe.
Yeah.
Might even be 40, bro.
I only think we spend maximum another 20, $30 million in free agency right now.
I agree with that. I think another $30 million. I think another $30 million is what we're going to spend. But here's what we have. If you look at the right side, these are your top free agents. You still have Jadeveon Clowney available, Amari Cooper, Byron Jones, Dante Fowler. You still got some players out here, man.
You know
Do we want to make another run at Clowney?
You know what? Vic Beasley is intriguing as well.
Yeah, I was reading an article on him today about how he should be a target because he could slide to the outside linebacker too. In our scheme.
Yeah. He's perfect. He's perfect stand-up outside linebacker. And he'll be cheap. And he's young and he's cheap.
Yeah.
You remember he had 15 sacks his rookie year, and he just fell off a cliff.
Yeah, he beat that. But that whole defense is in shambles.
Yeah.
So any of these free agents y'all want to make an offer to?
Vic Beasley.
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
Beasley, the edge rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you can play him at outside linebacker too.
So we got Judon now, and we still might get Chase Young. You sure?
No.
We ain't getting Chase Young, brother.
No. If this scenario played out in real life, I mean, I still would select Gross Matos, with our second pick or our third pick, or either him or AJ Epinesa, one of them two.
So would you not? So would you just pass up on trying to offer Vic something then?
No, I still would offer him something.
So are we saying
an offer to him?
Are we saying that we don't want to make any more offers to Jadeveon Clowney?
Yeah, I'm moving off Clowney at this point.
We don't want to make another offer to Byron Jones.
No,
I didn't want to make one in the first place.
That we offered a lot of money.
We still haven't addressed the cornerback position.
You can in the draft.
I want two, man. I want two cornerbacks
in free agency.
Pull up the corners.
No, one in free agency. The corners.
Pull up the corners. Is Trey Wayne still available?
No, sir. He's gone. Somebody picked him up.
You can do Mackenzie Alexander because he's a press corner.
Yeah, McKenzie's pretty good. So I mentioned him earlier.
He's from Green Bay, right? Is he from Green Bay?
Yeah.
Who?
So.
Mackenzie Alexander.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let's see. I ain't see him at the end of the season. Let me see where he is.
He is.
Yeah,
I know he was in Green Bay, but I don't know if that's changed at all.
He was there, and then he was with Minnesota.
Minnesota, okay. That's why. He played for Clemson Vikings. Is that somebody you guys would want to go after, McKenzie? Let me know in the comment section. Do you see anyone? Or you know what? I mean, with the way things are going now, do you want to address another guard possibly, or a left tackle, or I don't know, a running back, a linebacker? Any other options?
Is Austin Eckler available on running back? Yeah.
I don't think he was from San Diego, right?
Yeah.
Kenyon Drake's still out there.
Yeah, obviously.
No, bro.
Frank Gore. That's who they should have brought back in. Center. Okay, somebody said center. Do we need to look at the center position?
Centers, there's nothing.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
Straight scrap heap.
No wonder they said they're going to use most of their fortune draft picks.
Yeah, you're right. But who knows? I mean, I couldn't put it past them. We don't see another tackle out there that's possible.
How much did we offer Austin Hooper?
Huh?
How much did we offer? Yeah, how much did we offer him? How much did we offer him?
Is he still available?
Yeah, if you go to tight end. Go to tight end, he's still there.
I don't remember what we offered him. Do you guys remember?
I think it was 6.5 or 7 million or something.
And he declined it.
Yeah, well, it looks like it.
He should be ashamed of himself.
So are we literally? Do we run dry on free agency of what we would be interested in? Because let's call it spade a spade. We know that the Dolphins are going to pick up a player here and there, free agency that's not these big names that we just found. But what position are they going to find those guys at?
Well, TD, well, I know we're doing it from a free agency standpoint, but I think they'll definitely trade for players as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're definitely going to trade for players, I think.
And let's consider this as well. I need to do a count real quick. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and it's 26. And there's 26 players, another 5 that isn't listed on here. That's 31 players that we would have on the contract. Add 14 draft picks, 41.
Need 12 more at least to make 53.
12 more to make 53. But some of them will come undrafted again. We'll hit that market. But there's more players out here in this free agency that we may actually still. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. We wanted Jadeveon Clowney before, right? How much do you think we were literally going to pay for Jadeveon Clowney before, trading Tunsil for Clowney? I mean, that's a realistic thing that's going to happen. We're going to offer Clowney a contract. I mean, do y'all disagree?
No, we will.
And if we already had the nerve to trade Tunsil for Clowney, if we could have, we were willing to give the money. That's the crazy part about it.
Yeah.
CL Scale said, "Man, leave Clowney out." I get that, but I'm talking about the direction of the team right now. I ain't with it though. I ain't gonna do it though, man. Anything else reason, or you want to just skip through?
No, I think you're right. That they're going to come back around and offer him a contract. That's pretty much a given because I think they showed their hand with it, right? And you're right. They're right. They were willing to pay if he accepted the trade. They were willing to pay him too.
But we already offered 16.5, didn't we?
Yeah, but from what leaked, right? 2 things. This is why I think Seattle's going to try and make it happen because apparently he loves it there. But if he doesn't, the thing that's changed since he turned us down is Flores, right? Flores has kind of identified himself as one of the hot, young, rising coaches, and we're on our way to building a culture. So it's a different scenario, right?
Yeah, let's just see if this gets it done. Oh, my gosh. Listen, I wouldn't do it. I'm going to tell you that now. I'm just doing it because that's the pulse of what they were trying, and I'm not even going more than 65. Let's just see. Did you want to take a stab at Byron Jones?
No, I'm fine.
So let's leave it as let's just go day 2. We put our focus on Clowney. He accepted it.
There you go.
So that's the difference. What did we offer before? 16.5?
What did you just offer him? 18?
18.
Oh my Lord, yeah. Oh.
18, bro.
What's our cap situation?
The cap now, we got 81 million minus the 20, that's 60, minus another 30 probably. We got 30 million left to just spend.
And we just identified they need at least 11 more roster spots they have to fill up.
Yeah, and Byron Jones is off the board anyway now.
Yeah, wow. That would be, realistically, if they're spending big, that would probably be all your big money. And then the rest would all be littered around with plug and play. And draft picks.
I wonder if we see anything in this right here. Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, I like him a lot, but I don't think they'll pay him because they're our wide receiver and core is pretty decent.
Yeah, I don't even think I can go any further than this in free agency.
No, we'd have to be getting to like role players that no one really cares about.
Yeah, so we're gonna skip the rest, man. All right, it said nice job. We still got a lot of cap. That's why, man, we got a lot of cap space, man.
Yeah, but we got contracts coming up, rookies that are going to be paid. We got like another almost
but
2 dozen. We almost got like a baker's dozen worth of roster spaces we got to fill too, right?
Yeah, but if you really think about it, if we're smart about this, bro, we can be big players in free agency in 2021 as well.
Yeah, again, yeah, for sure.
Another year, another year able to maybe touch 2 or 3 of the best pieces out there.
Yeah.
And guys, y'all know we overpaid in a lot of this. We just overpaid greatly in this mock free agency.
You know what we did for Clowney, but Conklin, I don't think we did. Simmons, I don't think we did. Tooney, I don't think we did. Judon, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, when I say overpaid, I'm referring to our principles. We don't want to pay that much. We know that's what they're worth, but you don't want to pay that much for a player at that position. You know,
look at our edge though now.
Mm-hmm.
Look at our edge, and then look at our right tackle and our interior. It's been like our O line and our defensive line have both enormously been upgraded.
We're looking at a playoff team, gentlemen.
All you got to do is slide Tua when he's healthy in there.
Yeah, well, after the draft, because we still need some help on that O line.
Yeah,
you still got to address me.
I'm telling, if they make those moves, especially on the offensive line, and they address the left tackle position, I mean, they've got other, moves to make in the draft. But yeah, man, I don't think our run game will definitely not have the issues we had this past year. That's a playoff team, bro. I think.
I wouldn't argue with that. What I love about it is we got a whole bunch of 25, 26, and 27-year-olds.
Yep.
Coming right off of their rookie deal in their prime.
And see, you're maintaining that balance, anticipating like the scenario with we were talking about if we were signed, a tight end to big money. Like for example, if we signed like a OJ Howard, we traded for him or something. He's not a free agent though, but like Hunter Henry, we gave him a 4-year deal. We can maintain that balance because we can guarantee maybe 2 years of it, anticipating Mike Gesicki, his contract coming up and need to be redone. So you maintain that flexibility and balance, not just there, but all these other positions that we signed. Mm-hmm. So, and to continue again, if we follow this blueprint, double up in the draft. Just because we addressed the free agency, we have all that draft capital, offensive line, double up, triple up, even if you have to, in the draft, cornerback, defensive line, pass rusher. Like I said, if we went this route with Matthew Judon or Clowney or Vic Beasley or somebody like that, even though I'll address that in free agency, I still would draft. I would double up on that position in the draft. And that way we got unbelievable depth. And again, you maintaining that balance as far as the cap is concerned.
So with these additions of free agency, Reason and EM, where are we still compromised?
I still think we need to address the corner position. I still think, obviously, if we
tight end,
for sure, because we don't really have that guy who can do both, who can block and catch. Gesicki's getting running back for sure, quarterback still. I still think we need to find that heir apparent to Kilgore at the center position, and we need to find another guard because I don't think Jesse Davis is the answer in the long run. But
hey, man, y'all hate on Jesse all you want. He played well last 3-4 games, bro. He
like you said, yeah, he even if he did play well, it's still the simple notion of bringing in that other piece that's gonna, even if they're death behind Jesse, and if Jesse doesn't
I
work
hear
out,
you.
at least you brought in that piece,
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But the reason sounded like he was just like Dallas Thomas bad or something.
No. There's a lot of guards I like in this draft. Like talking about it earlier, I like that kid at LSU, Damian Lewis. He's been killing it, and I kept bringing this kid up. I keep talking about Shane Lemieux. I really like Shane Lemieux.
Oh yeah, from Oregon.
Yeah, man.
From Oregon, yeah, he's big time as well.
Yeah.
I don't know about a first round investment, but
no. These are guys that are like the best guard. Like some of the best guards are going between the third and the fifth. Yeah. No. There's really no first round guard unless you're going to convert a guy like Tristan Wirfs, who as big as he is, looks like he's got the athleticism that he could play guard if he doesn't stay up at tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like it, man. I like where we at. I love the roster that we're bringing back. I love the additions. See, this is subtle, guys. If you really think about it, if you think about the additions, this is only what 5 players that we brought in. I mean, Albert Wilson was a restructure, but only 5 players in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
With all that money, one would think that, hey, we're about to get 10 players in free agency, and we got the money to do it, but that's just 5 players that can make a huge impact for this roster going forward. And we can do so much more than this. This isn't even mentioning just general trades.
Yeah. And I think realistically, I think all of those players are realistic options come March.
Well, let me tell you, this is why. And I've said this before when I first joined the panel. I was stressing Jack Conklin when I first joined the panel, if you guys remember, too, right? Him and Brandon Schreff were 2 of my main targets, and then Tooney as the season progressed. So let me say this. If you make Conklin and Tooney your main targets, okay? And then you go into the draft and you're like, okay, I can do whatever I want with the 5th and the 18th. With the 26th or the first pick in the second, I'm going to identify who I want to be my left tackle. Because a guy like Josh Jones, who I keep preaching, is still going to be there. Austin Jackson from USC is still going to be there, et cetera, right? So, or you could, and so you pick one of those 2 guys, right? So now you're sitting there like, okay, all I need is my center and another guard, right? Because of what I said about how I feel in terms of Jesse Davis. Brother, check this out. You know how we got the Raekwon Baker? Why not do that connection of they went to Ohio State and they played together? Let's do it on the offensive line, and let's take it one step better. EM keeps preaching about how good that line is. Why between the 4th and the 7th round, you could get, who I just mentioned, Damian Lewis, could slot him in there as the other guard, and then you could get that center, Lloyd Cushenberry, and you could slide him as the center. And those are 2 of the strongest pieces on that absolutely stud-ridden LSU offensive line this year. And look at what I'm saying. You got a starting center and a starting guard going between the 4th and the 7th. And legitimate guys, not like projects. I'm talking like guys who coming out of camp could be day 1 starters. And they play together.
I love that. It's just that the question of, is that stud line at LSU going to translate to the NFL?
I mean, it's a West Coast. They played in the West Coast Saints with the Saints twist. So technically they played in the pro style system. So you're really going to just get into terminology and all that kind of jazz. It's not going to be overly difficult.
But I mean, TD, that's any draft. That's that's a concern for any draft pick, whether you pick a number 1 overall or last pick.
Well, it's not that. It's that you're selling out on that, though. You're going 3 guys. You're selling out on it, though. That's the difference.
Selling out on 2.
But I mean, if you have a favorable grade on them,
Yeah, of course. But is it very? I mean, how favorable is it if we're talking 5th, 6th, and 7th round? I mean, that's project, isn't it? Now the
no. That's the way. Good. That's the way the guards and the centers are just. That's the way that's done. Like, look at. I'm telling you right now, Biotish, like he's projected right now. Like he's been falling, and EM was right. I looked more into it. Like I'm seeing this guy 4th, 5th now.
Yep, his stock has been falling, bro.
No, but I'm seeing all the centers like I'm not seeing centers being even thought of till the end of the third.
Me personally, as far
like that.
I'm sorry, say again.
Me. What's that, TD?
I got you on. Do you think that our front office has that type of thought process?
What do you mean?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. I can. Yeah.
As far as what, TD?
But possibly making a move like that, bringing in 3 guys that they feel have that cohesiveness and stuff.
I mean, shoot. Well, if we're talking, damn, man.
Well, here's the thing. Lloyd Cushenberry is like arguably the 3rd best center in this draft. Some people can make an argument for the 2nd, right? Damian Lewis has quickly risen up, and a lot of people are projecting him. It's between basically him and Jonah Jackson from Ohio State as potentially the best guards in this draft.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I think as far as the center is concerned, my ideal center would have been Creed Humphrey from Oklahoma, but he's going back for another year. That's who I wanted, and with one of those, preferably that 26 pick. But he might not have lasted to that point. But that's a moot point anyway because he's going back. He's going back to school for another year. So, but I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, the good thing is we have the money, we have the capital and draft picks, and we're gonna have options. That's the biggest.
Here's another example: Jake Hansen and the guy I keep raving about, Shane Lemieux, right? Like the other guard, I forget what his name is, Throckmorton. He's the other guard from Oregon. He just killed his stock at the Senior Bowl. But Shane Lemieux, I'm really high on as a left guard, and I'm really high on Jake Hansen, who's the center in Oregon. People forget the success Herbert had was because that O-line was so good. So back to my point, Jake Hansen and Shane Lemieux, again, TD, guys I very highly of, they're going to be there in the 3rd, 4th, 5th. And they're good. Like, I'm talking, these guys are going to be starters in the NFL. And that's just the way the center and the guard position is falling because of the immense depth at other positions this year.
That's a good point, Reason. That's a good point.
Man, oh man, the future is bright, man. We going to the Super Bowl next year, fellas.
Let's get to the playoffs.
No, Super Bowl, baby. Let's go Super Bowl.
I can say comfortably, I really truly believe we will be in contention. If this scenario, a similar scenario, if they don't screw it up, which I don't anticipate them doing, us challenging for a wild card spot is a realistic situation.
I agree.
I firmly believe that, bro.
That's why when people are like, that's the thing, Em. When people are like, you know what, let's pass on Tua and let's go for Lawrence next year. Listen, Lawrence is not happening because I keep telling people we're not going to be bad enough. We're just you're going to have to capital. You're going to have to capital 5 draft picks because we're not going to be bad enough. We're going to be drafting in the 20s. Our pick alone. Where's that Houston pick going to be? Probably be in the 20s, right? So now we're going to have to throw in another 2 or 3 firsts just to sit at the table. That's why I keep telling them, if you want a quarterback next year, Justin Fields is far more realistic than Trevor Lawrence. It's not happening. So that's why Tua this year, that's why I'm so high on him, because to me, the best quarterback in college football not named Trevor Lawrence is Tua Tagovailoa when he's healthy.
I'm going to say this as well. I do agree. Reason we both talked about this several times. I do agree Lawrence is a better overall prospect because he's far superior athletically than what Tua is. But if you're talking about from a passing a pure passer standpoint, he can't touch Tua at this stage. He's not even in the same stratosphere as Tua at this point. Now I do agree. Now, can he get back? He needs some refinement, and I'm sure he's just a sophomore, and going into next year, he definitely needs refinement. But he's not at this point, bro. Tua is the target. We need to get to. I'm 100% in agreement with your reason, but Trevor Lawrence is not into a stratosphere from a pure passer standpoint, from a ball distribution standpoint.
I'll agree.
He's not in his stratosphere.
I'll agree. Right now, we talked about this. Right now, where Tua is at, he's a bit more polished. But we saw for the first time Trevor Lawrence get uncomfortable in the pocket, right? In that national championship, and a lot of people were like, oh, people don't understand why. You know what I mean? He got uncomfortable. We talked about this. He got uncomfortable. He started dipping his body forward. What happens? When you dip your body forward, the ball goes high. That's just how it works. So that's why he was missing high on a lot of guys. Even when he had clean pockets, he was feeling the pressure. He was seeing what we call ghosts. Now he wasn't seeing them as bad as Darnold, where he was just throwing them up, but he was seeing them where it was affecting his posture and it was affecting his footwork. He was either throwing off his back foot or he was dipping forward, and he was dipping forward, and his ball was sailing high on him.
Now, when you saw he was everywhere in his mechanics.
His mechanics were not good. That was the worst I've ever seen. That was the worst I've ever seen.
You rarely see. I'm not saying Tua doesn't get rattled, but when he does have heat like that and they bring pressure to him,
like
he very seldom gets off his base. He's very seldom. He's always aligned in his mechanics. Always. I would say 80 to 90% of the time. That's why he's so special. People think it's because of his, all they see is. That's why I tell people all the time, and I hate to keep going back to this. I don't mean to insult anybody when I say get your behind in the film room.
Yeah.
You learn something. Tua, that's why we are so hot. Me and Reason, we sit and talk for hours about Tua.
Well, here's the thing. Like people don't realize, like Herbert, perfect example. Herbert, the guy, I think he had this year an 88 or an 89 grade, PFF grade in the pocket, okay? But when he was under pressure, he had like a 57.4 pressure grade. So that tells you how drastically, and that's the thing. Tua, first of all, has never graded under 90 in the PFF gradings. He's never graded under 90 since he's been a starting quarterback. And two, when he is under pressure, his grade doesn't fall out of the 80s.
Yep.
Like that's what I'm like.
Exactly, bro.
People don't realize. So you know what? People want to knock the durability issue for it, and that's cool. You can knock the durability issue, whatever. But the fact is, when you talk about the on-field product, it is the best I've seen since Andrew Luck. And then next year coming out, Lawrence is going to be. The problem is with Lawrence, I don't see a ceiling. Like Tua, I see a ceiling, but I see a ceiling of greatness. With Lawrence, I don't see a ceiling. That's the difference. That's what
because he's so much. He's literally John Elway is what he is.
Yeah,
he really is.
Yeah,
those comparisons are spot on with
that's a pretty good
with Lawrence. I mean, he is. But
but
again,
I might have to cut the Tua Love Fest short because I got to get up out
of here.
Don't
worry, there will be Tua, I know you listening, bro. We riding with you, and there will be plenty of time for that.
We got you. Don't forget.
We got you, bro.
I let y'all go on and on and on about y'all Tua Love Fest.
Left arm of God.
But I got to get up out of here for the night, guys. It was I think it was an amazing show. Y'all got to let me know in the comment section. If y'all enjoyed doing this mock free agency. I really loved it. I appreciate the insight from EM and Reason. Just wonderful, man.
What? Wait. You appreciate my insight, bro? Really? Oh man.
I didn't say I ain't say Mr. Ball Game. Oh, my bad. I'm tripping.
I need to get inside before I get struck by lightning or something, bro.
Man,
I'm shocked.
Anywho, man. Shocked. I gotta get up out of here, y'all. But we're gonna be back at it tomorrow. Now, I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to do tomorrow because I'm trying to get out of this court date. Y'all remember when I was live when I had that hit and run? That hit and run. They trying to subpoena me and mandatory for me to go to court. And I'm like, man, I'm out of town, man. I ain't got time for that. I ain't trying to snitch on the man. He made a mistake. But anywho,
plug Thursday for us.
So yeah, oh, absolutely. Thursday night's gonna be special, y'all. Y'all gonna love that, Mr. Ball Game, EM, Reason. I don't know if Insanity's gonna be able to, due to her schedule. So those guys, they got a special treat for y'all Thursday night. Y'all better be ready for that. If I get out of this situation tomorrow, I should be right back at y'all tomorrow. But yeah, I had to cut off all that Tua Love Fest because these guys, they had all that Tua Love Fest when at the end of the day, Josh Rosen gonna be the one riding the ship to the playoffs.
It's gonna be worse when they draft him because you're gonna have to listen to it.
Josh Rosen, man, listen, man. Tua can't even do the Macarena, man.
Don't worry, you'll be the biggest Tua fan in no time.
Tua, don't. Hey, bro, I know you listen, homie. Don't listen to this nonsense. We are riding with you. We riding or dying with you, baby.
Yep, we got you. Left arm of God.
It's all good, baby.
Listen, when we don't draft Tua, they gonna be making every excuse in the world, y'all. Y'all heard it here first. Watch.
Shake them haters off. Shake them haters
I'll
off.
pick Jordan Love, but I want the left arm of God to take us to church.
Hey, real quick though, hey man, it's a lot of chatter about Herbert coming out of that Senior Bowl, man.
What did I tell you, Em? I talked to TD before we went live. Did I not call this? Did I not predict?
You did.
Yo, you didn't buy it yet. I'm telling you, smoke screens, because you know what? They want people to think they're in love with them. I'm telling you, a guy like Gruden, a guy like the Chargers, they're gonna move up for Herbert and they're gonna shock everyone.
But you know, hey, Reason though, you can't deny that kid's talent though.
Okay. The difference is what have I said? I've always said prototypical size, great arm, and he's athletic. My thing is the intangibles.
I gotta cut these guys off because they'll go for days and days and days. I gotta get out of here, man. Y'all know I would keep it rolling if I could. I would definitely keep it rolling.
I hear you, bro.
But I gotta get out of here for the night. And the last thing I want to say before I get out of here, man. Rosen about to be a Super Bowl MVP next year, man.
Never gonna be.
Man. You know I'm trying to rile y'all up. But let me get out of here before y'all reply. All right, man. Reason, love you. EM, love you, man. And love all y'all for watching the show tonight. I think it was a great show, man.
Reason, you gonna get on that Call of Duty later, bro?
Are you around?
Oh Lord.
Yeah. I can get about an hour in, bro.
Okay, and anyone who loves Herbert, go watch that Wisconsin game because that proves my point.
All right, and make sure if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on your way out. If you've been here with us for a while, and don't forget to check out the Patreon. The link is in the description below. We're up to about 15 Patreons. I appreciate those who are supporting the channel in that way. Thank y'all so much. This TD Phins Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We had Reason and EM. We're putting it down tonight. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Peace.
All right, later, fellas.